All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. Let us go. I still see some new faces. First lecture, online, offline, सब कुछ first lecture. So you were absent or absent? What's your name? Jimmy. Second lecture you did not attend. Bro, you can't attend one lecture, bunk another lecture unless and until you are a Kejriwal fan, odd even. No. This is chartered accountancy. You know, this is very difficult. And once you miss something, it is very difficult. Thankfully, we haven't studied something very complicated as yet. But with time, this law is going to get complicated. So, for those new, let me remind you, 1, we are doing CA. 2, this is intermediate. 3, this is a subject called taxation in which we are learning direct taxes. We have only one law in our syllabus, that is the Income Tax Act 1961. We have studied the charging section, section 4. This charging section 4 has laid down the roadmap of what we are going to learn in our entire syllabus. And everyone has to participate with me. Huh? Nobody is an exception. So you will have to loudly shout out the charging section 4. Kya? 1, 2, 3, start. Income tax is payable by a person in each assessment year on net taxable total income earned during the previous year. And our calculations will depend on the second chapter that we will now start. Residential status and scope of total income. All our calculations will depend on residential status and scope of total income. This is your second chapter. So by the way, we are done with our first chapter. We are done with the definition of person. Income tax is payable by every person. The definition of person includes 7 categories. Every person, may you and me are only the first point. Person ka definition is wide. What is the definition of person? We have studied that. 1, 2, 3, start. Kya? Individual, HUF, company, firm including LLP. Then AOP, BOI, local authority, and artificial juridical person. Correct? Every person who has income will be liable to pay tax. Ye correct hai? Income will be earned during the previous year, and calculation and payment of tax will be done in the. So year 1 will be year of earning income, and the very next year will be assessment year in which you calculate. You have to be very clear that when I am giving my exam, now your exam can be May 26. In case there is any student giving September 26, or there is any student giving January 27, the applicable subject will be same, the applicable budget will be same. The applicable budget for your exam is 2025. The applicable previous year for your exam is 25, 26, and the applicable assessment year for your exam is 26, 27. Our examples in class will be customized on the basis of that assessment year. I will tell you that Mr. X is in employment, he is earning salary from 1st April 25 to 31st March 26. In all my examples, this is going to be the year of earning income. And obviously, we will calculate it the very next year, because this is applicable for your exam. For a CA student, especially in taxation, it is very important to know which taxation law is applicable to me, mainly because the taxation laws change every year the moment the budget is out. And it is also important that you know very clearly that there will be one more budget before you actually appear for your exam. But that budget is not applicable, not applicable, not applicable. That budget will apply directly for May 2027. ये clear है everyone? हाँ, तो ladies and gentlemen, we have to calculate net taxable total income, but our calculations are going to be dependent upon residential status and scope of total. I had given you all 4 situations, if you know. 4 situations. 1, person living in India and earning income in India. You think that person will have to pay tax in India? Stupid question. We are not even wasting our time in discussing. Obviously, yes. Person living outside India, earning income outside India, you think that person has to pay tax? No, not even a question. We are here to discuss the 2 in-between situations. Which situation? Indian going outside and earning. Who was our example? Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma. and foreigner coming to India and earning here, Ben Stokes, one answer, doesn't matter, any example. Are these two situations going to attract tax in India? We are here to discuss that. And let me remind you, we discussed the question and I clearly told you that the answer will be given in this second chapter. This second chapter is the answer to those two situations. So what is going to happen in this second chapter? We know that there are 7 categories of persons liable to pay tax. We call them assessees. Persons, that is, you can say taxpayers, will be divided in 2 categories, that is resident and non-resident. So first of all, we now stop using those terms, Indian going outside or foreigner coming to India. We won't call them Indian foreigner, we will call them resident and non-resident. Taxpayers will be divided into resident and non-resident. And the incomes that you are, see, you will work so you earn income, no? Income will be divided into 2 categories. Indian income, foreign income. Taxpayer will be divided into resident and non-resident. Incomes will be divided into Indian income, foreign income. So listen, when I say a person living in India, earning in India, I take my example, I will no longer say Indian earning in India, I will say resident earning in India. Do you understand this? If we talk about Elon Musk, we said a foreigner earning outside India, we will no longer say foreigner earning outside India, we will say non-resident earning foreign income. And we also know the answers to these two situations. We will not waste our time in discussing. You know what are we here to discuss? You know what is this chapter for? If a resident is earning, foreign income. This is Rohit Sharma. When we say Indian going outside to earn income, we will no longer say that. We will say resident having foreign income. Or Phil Salt earning in India, that is a non-resident having Indian income. This chapter is for these two situations. So effectively, do you realize with 2 categories of taxpayers and 2 categories of incomes, we will actually have 4 combos. Combo 1, a resident having Indian income. Second, a resident having foreign income. Very easy. Third, a non-resident having Indian income. And fourth, a non-resident having, ridiculously easy, I believe. Correct? Hai? This answer, give me the answer, finish it off, please. Let's not waste time. Kya? Obviously. Matlab, these incomes will be included in NTTI of the taxpayer. This answer. Ye correct hai? Obviously not included. And we are not doing the chapter for these. One more time I make it clear to you. If at all we are doing our second chapter, residential status and scope of total income, it is only to derive answers of these 2 combos. A resident having foreign income. We will no longer say Indian going outside for earning. The correct term is resident having foreign income. And we will not say foreigner coming to India. We will say non-resident having Indian income. Ladies and gentlemen, chapter is being done for these 2 situations and the answer to both situations. Welcome to India, bro. Welcome to Indian income tax law, bro. If there is slightest possibility of being able to tax you, we will leave it at. The only time when we cannot tax you is when there is absolutely no Indian connection involved. Just imagine, Joe Biden has retired. So he starts some agriculture in America. some business activity, or maybe he takes up a job now that he's retired. See, American politicians now have to work after retiring also, unlike Indian politicians that once you are a corporator, your 3-4 generations can sit anywhere. America mein thoda culture is different. So he takes up some job. Is he a non-resident now having foreign income? Just imagine government of India telling that non-resident that you will have to pay tax in India. You know, Biden may still pay, Trump will explode bombs here. Do you understand? There is no Indian connection, there will be no tax. But where there is little Indian connection, slight Indian connection, here the connection is that you are resident, here the connection is that you have an income in India. In these two situations, you will have to pay tax. So we started the chapter to answer these two questions. Resident having foreign income, non-resident having Indian income. And what is the answer to both these situations? Taxable. Now then, again, see, understand, this is an opportunity with which I can explain to you how exactly I work, how exactly I have been working for the last 15 years. Is that telling you that it is taxable is a very normal thing. Yeah, taxable. And for every question, there is one answer. Gujus will get excited. Every question, one answer, it is written in the law and I can finish it off. There has to be some reason behind it. There has to be some logic, and nothing is bigger than logic. The difference between us and the others will be, we will know the reason. Why, sir? We will know the reason. And for this, I will have to take you to a small concept of CA final international tax. If you know that concept of international tax, you will understand this very easily. In CA final, direct tax is a 100-mark paper in which we have dedicated weightage of 30 marks towards international tax. The name of the subject is direct tax law and international taxation, 70 plus 30, 100 marks. This concept will come in every chapter. There are about 6-7 chapters in international tax. Every chapter, this concept. Every chapter. Let us create our base for that exam 3 years later, today itself. That globally, whichever, this is additional knowledge. So this is not a part of this chapter. This is for understanding the chapter better. So I have drawn a line. Globally, there are two principles of levy of tax. See, there are some countries in the world who do not have income tax, who don't have income tax at all. We call them tax haven countries. You heard the term? Tax haven. Heaven. Tax haven country. A country which does not levy income tax at all. Dubai mein there was no income tax at all. But of course, they recently introduced Dubai VAT. They also introduced corporate tax, means companies in Dubai now have to pay income tax. Matter of time where they will start levying individual, the personal income tax, because Dubai majorly was dependent on export of oil products, and with the world slowly moving towards CA kar rahe ho na, so you need to know all this. You need to understand the macroeconomic things that are happening not just around you, not just in the country, but around the globe. With people moving towards electric vehicles, the probability of oil consumption is going to fall. Dubai is a very smart country. It has been a decade almost since they have invested massive funds into tourism as well. Today, tourism is contributing big to Dubai. But you know, aane wale time mein, in the coming days, you never know whether that much also is going to be enough. How many times will one go to Burj Khalifa? So they are parallelly introducing taxation also as revenue towards the government. We'll talk more about Dubai in this chapter, about how Indians exploit the Dubai ka, non-existence of tax. But there are some countries in the world which do not levy income tax at all. They are known as tax haven countries. But there are some other countries which levy income tax. For example, thank you very much. Thank God India levies income tax. I feed my family with that. So thank God India levies income tax. On what ground, on what basis? Don't laugh. Sooner you are also going to feed your family with knowledge of income tax. क्या डिफरेंस है? डिफरेंस क्या है ना? तो लिसन, इंडिया levies income tax. It will levy income tax on the basis of one of the two reasons. One, there is an international concept called principle of residence, and two, there is an international concept called principle of source. Residence or source are the two factors that will contribute towards creating an income tax liability anywhere in the world. If at all you have to pay income tax, not in India but anywhere in the world, this is not an Indian concept. This is a global concept. Whichever country has income tax, India is only an example. Whichever country has income tax, either because you are a resident of that country or because your source of income is in that country. If you are a resident of that country, you will have to pay tax in that country, whether the income is in that country or any other country. Such a country internationally is known as your home country. So supposingly I am a resident of India. Is India my home country? Will India levy tax on what I earn in India? Yes, India will also levy tax on what I earn anywhere else in the world. Or listen to this sentence carefully. Listen to this. If you are a tax resident in any country, that country will tax your global income, your world income, your income earned anywhere in the world will be taxable. Your home country will invoke the principle of residence and tax you on your global income. That means, let's take India as an example. In the context of Indian taxation laws, is it possible that you are a resident here? Will you pay tax on Indian income? Will you pay tax on foreign income? Yes, because once you are a resident, you pay tax on Indian income ke foreign income, global income, both. Do you understand? Alternatively, supposingly you are a non-resident, Phil Salt, Ben Stokes, non-resident, we can't take tax on your foreign income. But in case you come to our country and you make money in our country, that means our country is the source of that particular income. Even if we don't tax you on your global income, we at least do have the right to take tax on the income that you have earned in our country. If the source of income is in our country, we are going to levy tax on that. See, you have come from a foreign country. You are earning money here. You are taking away the money with you. So before you take away the money, pay the share of this land that has generated the income for you before you leave. And therefore, India being your host country, will levy tax on the principle of source. Home country will levy tax on the principle of residence, and host country will levy tax on the principle of source. So if you are a resident in any country, you have to pay tax on your global income, and if you are a non-resident, you still have to pay tax on income earned in that country. And this concept is followed not by India. See, when we said India is going to levy tax, we have like India is greedy. India wants tax at every given opportunity. But let us be clear, not just India, but everywhere in the world, any of the two conditions fulfilled, either residence or source, then that country is going to levy tax. So think about our first combo. Residence and source, both conditions fulfilled, so there will be tax. Tell me, in this case 2, is the source of income outside India? Then why are we levying tax? Because principle of residence, home country will take tax even if it is foreign. Let's talk about the third condition, a third combo. You are a non-resident. Then why are we levying tax? Even if you are a non-resident, at least the income, the source of which is in India, we will levy tax. Principle of source. So this is being taxable due to principle of residence. This is being taxable due to principle of source. This obviously both. And this is the reason why the fourth combo does not have tax. Why does the fourth combo not have tax? Because neither residence nor source. And if any one of them does not trigger, if any one of them does not take place, then that country, whether India or any other country, does not have right to take tax. The right to take tax will arise if there is either residence or source. In case of none of them, there will be no tax in that country.
So if a non-resident exports to India, will he be charged?
For that, we will have to know that when he has exported goods to India, has he received the payment in India? Is the payment received outside India? One possibility is that the person in India has gone outside. You are the importer. You go to his country. You do the deal over there. You take the goods and you bring it here. That means that person has not done any activity in India. Correct? Hai? Second case, he has come to India with his goods and he is showing you the goods and executing the deal here. And you're making the payment here. Do you realize the place of transaction will change? So the definition of Indian income or foreign income will undergo a change. And things will depend on that. Soon in the chapter, we'll find out the specific exact answer to this question. But do you understand, in your example itself, there can be two possibilities. And the answer in both cases will be different. So wait for further details in the chapter. For now, what are we trying to understand? Globally, there are two principles of levy of tax. What, bro? Principle of residence and principle of source. The home country will apply the principle of residence. The host country will apply the principle of source. And therefore, you will have tax. Either there is residence or there is source. And therefore, when a resident has foreign income, why do we have tax? Principle of residence. And when a non-resident has Indian income, why do we have tax? Principle of source. The answer as to why these two cases attract tax is hidden here, to understand that this is not something being followed only by India. Every country which levies income tax follows this. Is that clear? So coming back to the chapter, we started the chapter to answer two questions. Which two questions? We will not call them Indian and foreigner anymore. We will call them what? Resident and non-resident. We started the chapter to answer these two situations. Which two situations? Resident having foreign income and non-resident having Indian income. The other two situations ka to answer we were not looking for also. Correct? Do we have the answer to those two situations now? What is the answer? Resident having foreign income, taxable because of principle of residence, and non-resident having Indian income, taxable because of principle of. So if Rohit Sharma goes out and earns income over there, taxable because of principle of, will be included in his entity in India, he has to pay tax. Or if Phil Salt or Ben Stokes comes to India and earns income here, taxable because of principle of source. All these sportsmen, all these umpires, etc., who commentators who come from foreign countries and they are earning income here, if the income is earned here, it is going to be taxable because of principle of source. Do we have answer to both situations now? We started the chapter for these two cases. Do we have answer to both cases? So chapter number 2 over. 1 minute, I am asking, is chapter over? Obviously no. Why? Bro, listen. Who is a resident? Who is a non-resident? What do you mean by resident? Take me. Are we assuming Rohit Sharma is a resident? On kya? It depends on what? Your place of birth? Nah. You will say, sir, anybody who stays in India is resident, anybody who stays outside India is a non-resident. Lol. What if you've stayed in India for a part of a year and outside India for the other part? Do you understand? We will have to define what is a resident, what is a non-resident. Ye correct hai? Ye correct hai? And. Sir, what is? This is an extension of your doubt. Sir, what is Indian income? What is foreign income? Don't react to this by, sir, Indian income. No, listen. Supposingly I am working in India and I get paid also in India. Work done in India, money received in India. Is that Indian income? Fantastic. Supposingly I am working in a foreign country, I get my payment over there. Is that foreign income? Yes. Very easy. Now understand. I finish your batch in India. After finishing your batch, I go for a foreign holiday. On the foreign holiday, I request, sir, payment clear. Sir says that I have my student in this country or that country. He has students in every country. So go and collect it from that student. So my payment is received outside India. Work done in India. Payment received. This is Indian income ke foreign income. Don't answer the question. And the other possibility, Somebody who is working outside India. Say supposingly Indian cricket team is now playing a test series outside India in England. They finish their work. They come to India and they get some payment, some match fees of that work here. Work done outside India. Money received. You will call it Indian income or foreign income. How do you decide? Exactly your situation. That somebody who is importing goods in India or an exporter is exporting. Where have you executed the transaction? Which income can be classified as Indian? Which income can be called or classified foreign? Bro, that will be taught to you in section 5, scope of total income. The name of the chapter is residential status. The first part of the chapter, section 6, which will teach us the meaning of resident and non-resident. And scope of total income, the second part of the chapter, which will teach us the meaning of Indian income and foreign income. Once we finish section 5 and section 6, we will know what is a resident, what is a non-resident, what is Indian income, what is foreign income, and we know that only one combo there is no tax, non-resident, foreign income. All other combos, if you are resident, then place of income is irrelevant. If the income is Indian income, then your residential status is irrelevant. 3 cases there will be tax. So we can say that we have finished the chapter only when we know the meaning of all 4. Kya 4? Resident, non-resident, Indian income, foreign income. हाँ बोलो, breakup बोलो. अरे, what's your real name? Sorry, I forgot. Unless and until we have everyday lectures, I will forget names. Once we have daily lectures, I'll remember the names.
So, what like if you would sort of example, we have to pay tax in India also as well as the country that is also. Supposing he goes to England and he works in England, he has to pay in England as well.
Do you even understand what he asked? There is a certain level of caliber required to even think about it. This is not funny. It's a very good doubt. And this should be a doubt which, a good student should always ask. That, sir, I am a resident of India. Any income I earn here, I have to pay tax. Do I have to pay tax in India on my foreign income also? Yes. But then think about that foreign country. For that income, is that country my host country? Phil Salt earning income in India through IPL. India will apply tax because of principle of source, host country. But will his country also apply tax on principle of residence? Yes. Yes, because I clearly told you, this is not an Indian concept. This is a global concept. So if India is levying tax on principle of source, UK, Phil Salt English cricket. UK will also levy tax on the principle of residence. That means, yes, the same income will be taxed in both countries. The same income will be taxed in both countries. One country will apply principle of residence. Another country will apply principle of source. Is that genuine hardship to the taxpayer? Your doubt was, will that country also levy tax? My answer is yes. Yes. But then, is this resulting in hardship to the taxpayer? Think about it. I earn income once. I pay tax twice. Just imagine, I belong to the Marwadi community. Okay? We have problem in paying tax once also. Given a choice, we will not, I am not, you don't be offended. It is not a comment on you, I am talking about myself. Fantastic. So, क्या problem है? हाँ तो bro, मैं बताऊँ तो नहीं तो otherwise you comment. I am anyways too bored to teach at times. Too lazy also. मैं बोलूँ? मैं बोलता. Are you clear that the same taxpayer is being subjected to tax twice? One country on the principle of residence, another country on the principle of source. Just imagine if I have to earn once and pay tax twice. I'd rather not earn only. The kind of lazy person I am. Think about it. And keeping the jokes aside, if this continues, then there will be a problem in flow of goods and services from one country to the other. If I have to earn money from a foreign country and pay tax to both governments, rather I stay here and earn at one place and pay tax at one place. This is going to create an international issue, which is why the two country heads will sit with each other. So, Modi ji will represent India. He will sit with Biden. He will sit with Putin. He will sit with his favorite, Meloni. You don't know this? You've never seen Modi ji singing songs. You have, I believe. I think the first one was Zara. First time Modi sang for her. And the last I heard was Gulabi Saadiyan. Of late, there aren't too many memes on. Acha, abhi recently they met at some summit and they will sit with each other across a table and discuss this problem. Your people coming to my country, my people coming to your country, both governments are levying tax. This is creating a problem. Let us do one thing. One of us, listen to this carefully, one of us will forego the tax. Either the home country will forego the tax or the host country will forego the tax. Or at times what they do is, both of them will reduce your liability. Supposingly in India, you have to pay 30. In Italy, you have to pay 40. So both of them will make it half. So 70 ka it will become 35. Your tax liability overall will still be reduced. And this concept internationally is, in fact, this is the first chapter. If I have that book, I will show it to you. Hai actually. Memes. I have made a book full of memes. Something. Wait. This is my very popular book at CA final. Across the country, students are learning from this. If you see first chapter, this is CA final ka book. So in the first chapter, I discuss tax rates with students because every chapter we have to solve questions on tax calculation. And look at the second chapter. I actually want to show you only the second chapter. Look at only the name of the second chapter. The two governments will enter into something called a double taxation avoidance agreement, under which one of them will forego the tax, which will bring the relief from the genuine hardship of paying double tax. Memes dikhao. You know this guy? Acha छोड़ो. कुछ better होगा तो I will show you. You know this guy? If you don't know this guy, that means you're missing something badly in life already. Google Rati Shankar Shukla. Google what? Rati Shankar. कितना डेडिकेशन के साथ में, not right now bro. Did you ever pay attention to anything else that I said? Itna seriously? Google Rati Shankar Shukla after class, not during the class. This is my favorite. In one gesture, she clearly explains the last 5 years and the next 5 years of CA's middle class tax teacher, CA students and economics. It's precisely what she has done over the last 6 years, and she is going to continue to do. Unfortunately, at least for till the time you become chartered accountants. Oh, tubelight, late समझा? No problem. Quite a few, but actually, yes, this is not what I actually want to tell you or show you right now. I wanted to show you this chapter, double taxation avoidance agreement. Did I speak about this concept? Principle of residence, principle of source. Principle of residence will be applied by the home country. Source will be applied by host country, and this will result in something called double taxation. And think about it. There is a person who is resident of one country, and he is having source in another country. So what is going to happen? The same person, whose example we took, Phil Short, on the same income that he has earned through the IPL, will be paying tax in both countries. In my book, I have another example. Person who is resident of India, derives income in New Zealand, pays tax in India, pays tax in New Zealand, and therefore both countries are levying tax. This is resulting in something called double taxation. And to give this person relief, we have this entire chapter. There is something called bilateral relief. When the two governments have some unity between them, photo change karna padega na. This guy is changed. I'll Google Modi with Trump. And when the two governments don't have cooperation, then only one government will come forward, alone, single. Samjha? There are two types of relief: bilateral relief and unilateral relief. One of the most important chapters in your syllabus of CA final international tax. So in that 30 marks international tax, the weightage of this chapter is 6 to 8 marks. मतलब 100 marks के पेपर में 6 to 8 marks का weightage. And the good news is, if the question comes for 8 marks, it is possible to score full 8 marks. A very, very easy chapter. Very easy. So we are smart people, no? Final का new batch start, so starting में we have to do the easy chapters. Easy and scoring. And good weightage also. Importance wise also very good chapter. The students start getting that confidence. Ke, haan, I will be able to do this, with which we subsequently move to the complicated topics. Purposely this has been kept as the first chapter. I am not counting introduction as the first chapter. So index might is second, but technically it is the first chapter. So this is going to solve your problem. Vansh, kya problem tha? That one person is paying tax in two countries on the same income. The problem will be solved by double taxation avoidance agreements between the two countries. Ye clear hai everyone? Fantastic. So ladies and gentlemen, chalo, let's revise this one. Globally there are two principles of levy of tax, that is residence and source. Residence will be applied by the home country, source will be applied by the host country, and this will result in taxation in both countries. Matlab, if you are resident, talk in Indian context, if you are resident, you have to pay tax on Indian income ke foreign income, both, global income. And if you are a non-resident, you still have to pay tax on at least your Indian income. Correct hai? So now that we know the answer, we have to actually go and learn four things. What is a resident? What is a non-resident? What is Indian income? What is foreign income? If we know these four things, our chapter number 2 will get over. Ye clear hai? And do I still stick to that line? My NTTI depends on this chapter, because this chapter will decide whether a particular income I have to add in NTTI or not add in NTTI, and direct impact on tax calculation also. Correct hai? So ladies and gentlemen, part 1 of the chapter, residential status. See, we are not going in section number order. Indian income, foreign income is given in section 5, scope of total income, and residential status is given in section 6, but we are doing section 6 first, residential status. So section 1 was title and commencement, 2 definitions, 3 previous year, now you know that. 4, the most important of all, charging section. It decides what we have to learn throughout our syllabus. Section 5, scope of total income, part 2 of the chapter. And section 6, residential status. When will a taxpayer be considered as resident, or a taxpayer will be considered as non-resident? What is a resident? What is a non-resident? This has been given on a person by person basis. How many categories of taxpayers? 7. Who are they? Individual, HUF, company, firm, AOP, BOI, local authority, artificial juridical person. Bad news. Bad news. The rules for being resident or non-resident have been given person by person. So the rule for individual is different from HUF, different from company, different for firm. It is different for everyone. And obviously, so we will have to also learn it person by person basis. The first person for which we will learn residential status is in the order of the definition of person. Individual. I have more bad news. I have more bad news. Individual ka residential status will not get over today. By the way, we have a smaller duration class today. I don't know whether you, of course, yes, sab baat you are very well aware. हाँ sir, आज 15 minute पहले वाह. And by the way, I see the effect that the attendance in class has increased so much only because of a difference of 15 minutes. Today, to be able to sit in class itself was a real struggle. People were actually searching for this. So what should we do? Keep all lectures 2 hours 45 minutes? Huh. No, you want to target May 26 or September 26 that you give us in writing. We can keep 2-hour lecture also. No, May 26 if you have to target, so by a certain date we will have to complete our syllabus. Hello? Huh. तो bad news ये है, one more bad news, individual का residential status will not get over today. It is the biggest of all. Forget today, it won't get over in the next class also. This is the biggest of all. But the remaining 6 together will not take that much time. They are very, very small. This is the only big residential status of individual, where this, you realize this is applicable to you and me. This is applicable to Rohit Sharma, Phil Salt or Ben Stokes, whether you are a resident or non-resident on the basis of section 6. Very big. And one more, abhi kya karu? Everything that I am saying is turning out to be a bad news only. I always take back-to-back lecture ka batches, in the sense that if I start a batch, I take that batch, complete that batch, and then only I start the next batch. I don't believe in the concept of twice a week, thrice a week, because the problem is that once upon a time I used to take weekend lectures, only Saturday, Sunday for CA final, because they have office Monday to Friday. In fact, this classroom many years I have taught. When it belonged to some other coaching class, I have taught CA final weekend batches. So Saturday ko I teach them something, Sunday they remember a little bit, Sunday ko whatever I teach, by the next Saturday they see stars in broad daylight. They have got absolutely no idea which subject is going on, who is the teacher. They forget everything. And then after a time I realize that it is not working. Start a batch, everything is interlinked, finish the batch, then go to the next batch. Plus we also get paid on batch completion. So better to finish a batch, then only start the next batch, no? But we are in our pre-result early bird batch, and therefore we will not be right now having daily lectures of the same subject. After today, my next lecture directly is on Friday. No, you don't check. I know my timetable. Friday. You are indifferent in the sense that, sir, humko kya every day 10 o'clock we have to come. Koi bhi aaye, how does it matter? And you have to come with that attitude only. But my next lecture is Friday. So the bad news is, if whatever I do with you today, it is complicated and it is interlinked. If on Friday you don't know what I have taught you today, you don't remember what I have taught you today, so you are already inviting trouble. So you go home and revise or you don't. Today, I will not interfere with that. Before you come on Friday, you need to go through whatever I have taught. You all got the PDF, last 2 lectures? You all got it, no? Time pe de diya. Bro, what's your good name?
Vishwaraj.
Vishwaraj. Bhariya, bro. Let's pray you do that one day. But still give the notes on time, please. So, of course, PDF will reach you when it has to. It will reach you on time. Need not worry about it. But please make sure you go through before you come to the next class, for the next class. By the way, you are so intelligent that once taught in class, you don't need to revise. Automatically, everything is saved. There are people like that. I was myself that kind of a student. Once I do something with concentration, I will never forget it. Sometimes it is painful also once we remember those conversations which we want to forget. Not being able to forget is a very, very painful thing. Once I am telling you. But not everyone is same. Please make sure that you go through. Everyone is clear? Residential status, ladies and gentlemen. Individual, the first taxpayer. Individual will be divided into 2 categories like all assessees. What, sir? Resident and non-resident. Individual will be divided into what, bro? Resident and non-resident. Resident will pay tax on Indian income ke foreign income. Come on, global income. Non-resident will pay tax on Indian income. But for that we need to know who is resident, who is non-resident. Obviously, we'll have to learn this. There's a slight twist here. Those individuals who are residents will be further divided into resident and ordinarily resident. Very, very famous term, ROR. You can very peacefully use the short form in exam also. Accepted. In fact, here also you can use NR in exam. Absolutely no problem. And second category, resident but not ordinarily resident. Again, a very famous short form, RNOR. So effectively, we have ROR, RNOR, and NR. Three categories. If an individual is resident, you have to further classify that resident into ordinary or not. Is that clear? Okay, I'll talk about it. I'll answer all the doubts that are going on in your mind. Just focus on what I'm doing. Step number 1, we will decide whether the taxpayer is resident or non-resident. Step number 1 will be resident or non-resident. And in step number 2, we will decide whether it is ROR or RNOR. If you have basic common sense, you will understand that step 2 will be conducted only if answer of step 1 is resident. If the answer of step number 1 is non-resident, your calculation is over. There is no second step. Non-residents have no further classification into ordinary, not ordinary. There is no ordinary non-resident or not ordinary non-resident. Non-resident is non-resident. So step number 1, resident or non-resident. Answer is non-resident. Answer is over. Question is over. You will have questions. Mr. X ka data is given. Decide his residential status. Determine his residential status. If your answer is non-resident, your answer is over. If supposingly your answer comes as resident, you'll have to perform one more step. What, bro? ROR or RNOR. Step number 2. Now, a question arises, sir. With whatever we have studied in the chapter so far, we have understood itna that resident will pay tax on global income, non-resident will pay tax on Indian income. So, if we stop here, so we have understood everything. So, now what is this division? Why are we having this division? Ordinary and not ordinary. I will, only to control your anxiety, speak this orally. Later in the chapter, I will do it in writing, because everything I teach, I do it in writing. So it will be done in writing. It is only a temporary explanation, just so that you are not unnecessarily anxious. Sir, ye ordinary, not ordinary kya hai? Only to control your anxiety. When we have foreign income mein they are out of discussion only. They don't have to pay tax. They have to pay tax only on Indian income, principle of source. Correct hai? Foreign income, if at all, will be taxable only for residents, because global income. Correct hai? These are those people who have been in India as per residential status laws now, and who always stay in India only. You know, like people like you and me, always been in India. Anyone who has recently migrated to India? Just asking. क्या है? जा ढूंढ के आजा बाजू की बिल्डिंग. Bro, you'll be offended if I now said you yourself are an immigrant. तू तो बोला I am not from Mumbai. So why are you so anxious about others? No one. We stay in India. Regularly, we are ordinary residents. I'll take you as an example very soon. What's your name? Alicia. You are going to be my example very soon. In fact, in today's lecture only, within some time. Okay? People who always stay in India are ordinary residents. But sometimes what is possible is, you were in India in a particular financial year for a major period. But usually you don't stay in India. Such people will be known as not ordinary residents. Those who regularly stay will be ordinary residents. I will define regular, irregular also. But those who stay sometimes are not ordinary residents. First of all, are you still a resident? Are we still going to take tax on your foreign incomes? Yes, but with a bifurcation. Those who regularly stay in India will pay tax on all foreign incomes. All foreign incomes. That means anything earned in India, you have to pay tax. Foreign country may you have rent, interest, dividend, anything. It is going to be taxable. But what about these people? Will they pay tax on Indian income? Of course, yes, because Indian income they also pay tax. When it comes to their foreign income, listen to this carefully, and I am telling you orally right now, later I will do in writing, don't worry. When it comes to their foreign income, we will divide their foreign income into two categories. One, foreign income that has got some connection with India. While it is foreign income, there is some Indian connection. For example there, okay? Supposingly you are working with Reliance Industries Limited. General manager, CEO, CFO, director. One day suddenly the chairman comes to you and tells you that we have a vacancy in our Germany branch. We have to remove that manager for one reason or the other. That post is vacant and you are my most trustworthy person. I wish that you please go and take up that job in Germany. Reliance has a subsidiary company, a branch office, subsidiary branch, you'll understand. A branch office in Germany, and Reliance is asking you to go and work over there. You are happy with that assignment. You take up that assignment. Now you will be working where? Germany. You will be getting paid where? Germany. It is your foreign income because that way you are nowhere connected with India in your income earning process. But are the instructions coming from India? What to do, the day-to-day operations, the orders, is it being controlled from India, your activity? So there is some Indian connection. Even if your income, your salary in Germany is foreign income, you still have to pay tax. Because you are resident, so global income is taxable. Your foreign salary is taxable because it is being controlled from India. After you spend a few years in Germany, you will be having your savings. With those savings, you will be having some property purchase in Germany, some bank account in Germany, maybe some shares in Germany, some debentures. Those assets are going to generate for you rent, interest, dividend, which are not being controlled from India. They are your foreign domestic incomes, which have no control from India. We won't tax you on them because you are not ordinary resident. Ordinary resident will pay tax on those local incomes also. So, non-resident will pay tax only on Indian income. ROR will pay tax on Indian income and foreign income, whether the foreign income is controlled from India or domestic. But not ordinary resident will pay tax on what? Indian income. And foreign income only the one which is controlled from India. Foreign domestic local income which does not have Indian connection will not be taxable, is the reason behind this division. And believe me, you might be having trust issues because this is only the third lecture. You should not, by the way, because how many times do I tell you, I have taught 50,000 chartered accountants. I look extremely young and handsome. I look 18, but I have been teaching for 15 years. You should not have trust issues, but this is only the third lecture. It is okay to have trust issues. Whatever I have told you about ROR, Indian and foreign all incomes, non-resident only Indian incomes, and our NOR, Indian plus foreign only controlled from India. So the only exclusion is going to be foreign domestic income. Everything that I have spoken, I will write it in these notes. It will become a part of your class notes soon when I come to Indian income, foreign income explanation. What is Indian income? What is foreign income? At that time, I will explain all of this. This temporary explanation was only if you had this anxiety. Sir, starting of the chapter, what have you taught us? Resident global income, non-resident Indian income. In fact, the division that you have created here is only resident, non-resident. Out of nowhere, suddenly you are talking to us about a concept called ROR, NOR. Then why do we have that? Only to tell you about it. I discussed it. Other than that, right now you don't have to be anxious about it. Is that clear? So, individual, step number 1, decide whether the individual is resident or non-resident. Then, once the answer is non-resident, what is step 2? No step 2, because the answer is non-resident. Suna nahi? You didn't hear? Answer is, first bench pe how can you sleep? क्या नाम है आपका? नहीं, नाम क्या? महेश्वरी. ये तो सरनेम होता है ना? अरे हाँ, बट ठीक है मतलब. What did I say? Answer is non-resident. What is your step number 2? No step number 2. समझे? If the answer is resident, then we have step number 2. Is that clear? So first we will learn step number one where an individual will be classified into resident or non-resident. Everyone is following what is happening, bro? Hello? Fantastic. Step number one, resident or non-resident. There are three conditions given to us. Listen up. Three conditions are given to us. And the rule is, out of the three conditions given, if you satisfy, listen to this carefully, any one also, so the income tax law will consider you a resident. So look how I am going to write the conditions in front of you. I will give you condition 1. I will give you condition 2. I will give you condition 3. Between the conditions, I will write or. Either of them. Any one of them. English wala or. Languages are so confusing. In Hindi, if you say or, it becomes and. क्यों जबरदस्ती confuse कर? In Hindi, or means and, no? So this is English. Or anyone, no, anyone. Matlab, if I fulfill condition 1 but not 2 and 3, I am a resident. 2 but not 1 and 3, resident. 3 but not 1 and 2, I am a resident. I have to fulfill any one, and therefore between the conditions I will write or. Supposingly the conditions were cumulative, that you have to fulfill all of them, then the word written would have been and. You understand? So condition 1 or condition 2 or condition 3, fulfill any one of the three conditions, and income tax law will declare you a resident. Achha, by the way, I want to see how much common sense is working. Forget the condition for the time being. If the choice is yours, what would you like to become? Resident or non-resident? Achha, by the way, choice is not yours. Whatever is written in the law is what has to be complied. But given a choice, what would you like to become? Resident ke non-resident? Resident. Resident. क्यों? ये जो देश है मेरा स्वदेश, भारत हमको जान से प्यार. That is why you want to become resident. See, if you are patriotic, that has got nothing to do with tax liabilities. I am patriotic, but I still don't want to pay tax. Most of us are patriotic only on 15th August, 26th January, any World Cup match, any India versus Pakistan match. Next day, hey, tu Gujju, tu Marwadi. Our patriotism also has limits. है ना? Sun. Keep your patriotism under control for the time being. Because if I am resident, I have to pay tax on Indian income ke foreign income. Both. But if I am a non-resident, at least I don't have to pay tax on foreign income. Indian income any which way will be taxable. But I still will save tax on foreign income. You understand? And therefore, given a choice, with due respect to your patriotism, given a choice, I will prefer to be non-resident. You understand? But problem ye hai that if I fulfill any one of the three conditions, I will be declared as. Therefore, to become non-resident, let me see whether common sense is working. If I do what? If I fulfill any one, I will become resident. Then how to become non-resident, which is what I intend to? I will have to. Chal, ye bhi theek hai. I will have to dissatisfy. Dissatisfy condition 1 or 2 or 3. I will have to dissatisfy all 3. Then I will become non-resident. You understand? If I fulfill any one, resident. Therefore, in order to become non-resident, dissatisfy all the 3 conditions. Clear hai? Now, one by one, we will go into the condition. Life is going to be difficult because I will pick up the first condition. Go into the depth of that condition. This is what direct tax is all about. You have to zoom in and then you have to zoom out. We will take one X. X. अरे हिंदी में भी call it फावड़ा. अभी what you are comfortable with X वो digging के लिए होता है. दृश्यम देखो, x, x, x. We will dig deep into the meaning of our first condition. Ekdam deep. It will take a lot of time. 30 minutes, 40 minutes, maybe 1 hour, maybe more than that. It is a big condition. Once we are into the depth of that hole, no, that first condition, bro, you have to come out and dig another hole, second condition. Many a times what happens is, I am taking students into the depth of first condition. Somewhere they are left behind. Okay, so I have gone into the depth, they are slowly coming. I am coming out. On the way they meet, sir, kidhar? Nahi, main ja raha hu. Second condition. You don't even know what happened. You have to go into the detail of condition 1, come out and go into the detail of condition 2. So you can't be behind me, you can't go ahead to chhod do. Bro, if you have done graduation and you suddenly stop talking about, double taxation avoidance agreement or rebate, be very careful when you use words in front of me. You said, sir, resident ko rebate milta hai. 3 condition फेंक के मारूंगा ना, you will not even realize what is happening. Every morning tell yourself, I don't know anything in tax, I don't know anything in tax, graduation was time pass, I have to delete everything. Delete nahi, shift delete. You know the difference? Shift delete kya hota hai? Na. That is control alt delete. Shift delete, what is the difference between delete and shift delete? Shift delete is permanent. वही करना है. Your graduation का taxation knowledge, you don't have to delete it, you have to shift delete. समझा? That gentleman is तो like, sir, मैंने कब का कर दिया, अच्छा chill करो. Because बहुत सारा conditions है. You may have roughly come across, sir, unless you are doing some practical work also in taxation. Are you? So maybe you have a little more knowledge, but then at the same time, let me also make you understand, we are amongst foundation wala intermediate students, undergraduates, half of them are minor kids. They are in the protected atmosphere of family members. They don't know what they are going to be exposed to in the next few months. They will turn into bonded labor. So poor guys, इनके साथ में ऐसे मत खेलो. You want to have these conversations with me? You can come before class or wait after class. We will have these conversations. But here, sir, हमको कुछ नहीं आता. Is the best way of coming to class. Fair enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, be with me throughout the discussion of condition 1 and then be with me after that also when we go to condition 2. Condition 1 will declare you what a resident if you fulfill this condition. If you have been in India, matlab income tax law is interested in your physical presence in India. If you have been within the geographical location of India, if you have been within the premises, within the territory of India for a period of 182 days or more. You understand, greater than and equal to. So 182 days covered here, cannot cover. This is a very, very important place where CA students are targeted by ICAI. Everyone knows the answer of 181. Everyone knows the answer of 183. But exam question will come on exact 182. Then start scratching your head in the equal to covered tha kya nahi, equal to hai kya nahi. Equal to is a very, very important place that you have to be careful. For example, आपका वो जो rebate है equal to 5 lakh पे मिलेगा क्या? मिलेगा. नहीं, first you said no, now you said छोड़ना. So you have to be very careful about equal to. Is equal to covered? So if you have been physically present in India for a period of 182 days or more during the previous year. If you have been physically present in India for a period of 182 days or more, 182 days is roughly half of the year, then you will be considered as a resident. This line is over. This condition is over. But when I write this condition, there will be maybe 100 questions in your mind right now. And for that, I will require half an hour to 45 minutes only to explain this condition. Condition is over. Condition khatam. Only one line. During the previous year, your stay in India should be minimum 182. Greater than 182 is fine. If it is exact 182 or higher, you will be considered as resident. And if you are considered as resident, you will have to pay tax on your global income. For this, students have to be very clear in their mind also about the fact that when we say previous year, so every financial year is different. So as a student who is giving exam in May 26 or September 26 or January 27, I will check which previous year. Which previous year? That means this stay of 182 days, I will check during the period 1st April 25 to 31st March 26. I am not interested in what happened till 31st March 25. I am not interested in what will happen after 31st March 26. I have to count this period. Supposingly someone comes to India on 1st of February 25 and say leaves India on 31st July 25. You can't count this for 182 days. You can't count the period before 1st April. Your counting will commence from 1st April. So we take April, May, June and of course July. And accordingly you will have to calculate whether your stay in India has touch, cross 9, greater than 9. You have to touch 182. If you touch 182, we will declare you resident. But this 182 has to be touched during what period? During your applicable previous year. That is for your exam, previous year 25, 26. If you have been in India for how much time during this period? 182 or more. Never speak more than 182, more than 182. If you develop the habit of speaking that in your subconscious mind, you will store more than 182. An exam question will come on equal to 182. Your answer will be wrong. From day one, practice the correct terms. So 182 or more. Not less than 182 is the legal term, but to keep it simple for you, 182 or more during the previous year. So when we started the chapter, we said any person staying in India is a resident. But now we know when we say staying in India for how much time, because there will be people who will be in India for a part of a year and outside India for another part during the year. The criteria is not the full year. The criteria is 182 days. So even if you go for a foreign holiday, for a foreign trip, for a certain number of days during the year, if your aggregate stay in India has still touched 182, you will be declared as a tax resident in our country. Understood? But lots and lots of questions in my mind. One by one, I am going to give you some explanatory points about this 182. All the doubts that are right now, coming in your mind. Sir, ye hua to kya, wo hua to kya? Every doubt will be taken care of in the explanation that I will give you. Primarily, condition kya hai? What is the condition? 182 days or more during the previous year. Then we will declare you a resident. Now let us have some explanation of this 182. I am not going to the second condition right now. I am only explaining the first condition. Did you notice that equal to 182 also covered? So many years I have seen lot of good students, they don't pay attention. They learn greater than 182, greater than 182. Exam question comes on equal to 182. They make a mistake. Is equal to 182 covered? Correct hai? Someone must have thought of this. Once in 4 years we have a leap year. The year has 366 days. For example, last time it was financial year 23-24. Next time it will be financial year 27-28. Every 4 years, मालूम है कि नहीं? हाँ. So listen. In that year, the rule will not change to 183. For that year also the rule is 182, whether leap year or non-leap year. How many days you have to touch, cross 9, touch 182. If you touch, you will be declared as resident. Understood? Whether leap year or non-leap year. Did you realize this? residential status depends on physical presence. Correct? Supposingly someone comes to India first time in the month of March, financial year is about to get over, has stayed in India for less than a month. So for that year, he will be non-resident only. But during that period, only in the month of March, when that person stayed in India, that guy fell in love with India. Wow, Dharavi. Wow, Garibi. Wow. Kitna freedom hai, bro. Kitna freedom. You can do whatever you want, wherever you want. I just love India. That person decides to stay back. So next year, abhi March is over, so April mein new financial year will start. No, that guy stays in India for the full year, 365 days. Last year he was non-resident, but now he is. The residential status can change every year because your number of days can change every year. You understand? You understand this statement? Okay. This next piece of discussion is with those who are taking down the class notes. I prefer generally students focus on what I am saying in class, and I'll make it a point that immediately after class I'll copy the PDF and give it to the gentleman who will give it to you same day. In case you are taking down class notes, see, blindly copying only what I am writing is not going to serve the purpose. Only those who are taking the notes, I am talking to you guys. Just copying this because same thing is going to convert into a PDF. In case you want to take down something, so the extra part that you can say is example dhara. For whichever concept, whatever example I give, if short may you have written next to it. So tomorrow when you sit down and revise, you will probably recollect the example that I gave you, the explanation, and with that you will be able to recollect the theory. So this is one way in which you can create your own notes also. Otherwise, my notes will be converted into the PDF, which will be provided to you. In case you are creating your own notes, it is only a recommendation. Is that clear? So residential status can change every year. Did you notice the next thing? See, all the doubts that are coming will be answered in these points. And by the way, the points that I am writing here are not any condition. Condition was that one line. These points are explanation of that one line. I am only explaining that one line here. Ye clear hai? Okay, next. Citizenship or nationality, think about it, is, observe karo, the only criteria, the only factor, the only point that creates or contributes towards your residential status is physical presence. Which country you are born and brought up, irrelevant. For tax residential, which country? वो किधर, वो वेस्ट इंडीज वाला जमाइका. We call it Jamaica. आप अलग बोलते हो. We are wrong. Jamaica. Did I pronounce it correct? Now doesn't matter. You have passport of which country? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Last time you went when?
No, I was there when I was 6.
Khatam baat. Irrespective of your nationality, you are a tax resident of India. Of course, I know you don't have income, but that's a matter of time. You become a CA and start having income. That's a matter of time. The moment you have income, you are going to be considered as resident and liable to pay tax on global income. Because residential status has got nothing to do with your nationality, citizenship, place of birth, country in which you were brought up. This financial year, if you have spent 182 days, story is over. You are a resident. Understood? I have more examples on you later. Next. But nothing offensive. In case it is, you just interrupt, tell me not to continue. Okay? And it has never happened. I have never been so offensive that someone had to stop me. I know the limits, I know everything. Okay? Chalo. Next. What is the only criteria to determine residential status? Physical presence in India. Citizenship, nationality, irrelevant. Why have you come to India? Irrelevant. You have come to India for settlement, doesn't matter. You have come to India for employment purposes, doesn't matter. You are a tourist, doesn't matter. You are a student, doesn't matter. As long as you are in India for 182 days, everything else is irrelevant. Purpose of stay in India is irrelevant. If you touch 182, you are a resident. Is that understood? Next. Within India, which place you were? See, do you have to be in India? Obviously, yes. But in India, where? Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata. Doesn't matter. Hello. Mumbai 1, Mumbai 2, Mumbai 3, Mumbai 4. Doesn't matter. You stay in a house or a hostel. Doesn't matter. You eat food or you don't eat food. Doesn't matter. You stay in a temple or sleep on a footpath with no fear of film stars. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I like the loyalty. फ्री का बुक किधर से भी मिले, एडमिशन किधर और ही ले. I appreciate the loyalty. You know, there was a time when I was slightly immature. One of the lectures I walked in, this distribution happens across foundation examination centers in the city, and I am also taking lectures in every corner of Mumbai. So I walked in, student is sitting with that book. I said, what nonsense, why are you doing marketing of other organizations here? Not realizing the fact that, sir, ये तो फ्री में मिला, I got it, but admission तो I have taken in your class only, ना, तो problem किधर है? Next time cover it with a brown paper. No ambush marketing. By the way, वैसे भी if you do, it is not going to affect the students of this area because the branch here is not working. इधर lecture नहीं हो रहा है, board लगा है, but there is no lecture. नहीं पता, you don't know, तो go find out. अभी तो it is pre-result days, no? In fact, you all are lucky that only 3 hours ka lectures are taking place. So for the rest of the day, in case other coaching classes are also conducting pre-result batches, why don't you go and take a feel? See, at the end of the day, your career is of utmost importance. Go everywhere, find out the coaching quality, the infrastructure everywhere, and then come and take admission here. That which you are going to do even if I don't tell you. ये कौन है? इनका चरनी रोड branch is not working. Other branches are. इनका single branch is not working. Go check any branch across the city. Not a single batch, not a single lecture. Lectures ही नहीं है. Classroom है. Teachers हैं. Teachers are being paid for not taking lectures. And I don't know whether you are aware, last 6 months, 1 year, what is happening in the CA coaching profession. You know, जैसे mobile number portability होता है, वैसे faculty portability is going on. Professor portability is going on. So go everywhere. I will give you 2-3 more names. Find out the quality everywhere. You are the best person to decide for your own career. And I say it with confidence because I know what value I add in the classroom. So I have that confidence. Call it overconfidence if you want. Kam dhande pe dhyan. In India, you are at this place, at that place, doesn't matter. Criteria is 182 days. Criteria is 182 days during the financial year. Ye samjha? Understood, everyone? Next. The period of 182 days need not be continuous. Contagious? Continuous. Need not be continuous. See, supposingly you come to India on 1st April for 60 days. You leave for 10 days. You come back for 60 days. Again you go and you come back for 62 days. So 60 plus 60 plus 62 in the same year is contributing to 182. It need not be a continuous period of 182. Say starting a few months you were there. In between few months you were there, or directly end of the year you were there. As long as April to March ke period mein you are fulfilling the criteria of 182 days, It need not be continuous. Place is irrelevant, purpose is irrelevant, nationality, citizenship is irrelevant. Is that clear? Lot of queries that were coming to your mind when I said 182 days in India. Slowly and gradually, are we able to answer those questions? We are still not done. We still have 2 points. Next, you will be surprised. This is funny, but this is true. The question is, what is India? Face question is, what is India? And don't react by saying, sir. No. Huh? What do you mean by India? Sir, India. The surprise is Income Tax Act has defined India. In section 2 has given definition of India. And whatever is the definition of India, I will discuss with you. In short, you have to be here. You have to be here in this place for a period of 182 days. Any period or any day spent at any one of the places which fall in the definition of India will be included in 182. So, India ka definition has about 3-4 things. You can be here for 60 days, here for 60 days, here for 62 days. Total 182. All of them are India. All of them are what, bro? India. So the question is, sir, India kya hai? Sir, maybe 6th standard mein we wrote an essay why India kya hai, but this is income tax law ka definition of what are you doing? India. तो मैं क्या करूं, जॉब छोड़ दूं? You've seen this meme? तो मैं क्या करूं, जॉब छोड़ दूं? नहीं ना, I get paid. It is too less, but I get paid for teaching you what is the definition of India. And don't Google, because you didn't search income tax का website. Google किया income tax का website. Bad news ये भी है that the definition of India in Customs Act is different. Stop throwing things. I have not given the definitions. So we are going to restrict ourselves to the definition of India as per income tax. First, the land mass of India. Land. This you will not get on the website. This only I will be able to do. See, supposingly this is the land mass of India. See, this is Gujarat. This is north. This is east and northeast, everything together. These are the 4 states of South India. This you can find out where is Madhya Pradesh, where is Chhattisgarh. You can. This is India. Is this the land of India? You spend any day in this place will be included in money. So then whether you are in Kashmir or Kanyakumari, Gujarat or Arunachal Pradesh, whichever corner of the country you are, that stay will be included as your stay in India. But the land is not just India. India is not over in this much. Next, the TWI, bro, the territorial waters of India are also India. Territorial waters of India extend up to 12 nautical miles. 1 minute. Nautical miles is only unit of measurement. Just like distance on land is measured in kilometers, in water, in sea, the distance is measured in nautical miles. So this is the land mass. We are somewhere here in Mumbai. What do we have here? The Arabian Sea. Here we have the Bay of Bengal. Chota sa Sri Lanka we have here, but that's fine. Here also we have water bodies. In the water bodies, up to a distance of 12 nautical miles, if you are physically present in that place also, it will be considered as India. 12 nautical miles will be considered as Indian waters. Believe me, it is known as Bharat ka Pani. And therefore, whether to give it to someone or not to give it to someone, we can decide. Too deep, bro. Indian waters. That means if you are on Indian land, will that be considered as stay in India? If you are in the Indian waters, which go up to 12 nautical miles, you will still be considered as physically present in India. Do you understand? 12 nautical miles in sea will be considered as Indian waters. Indian government will have jurisdiction over that area. And these borders are protected by an organization called Coast Guard. By the way, Army does not protect the borders. The borders are protected by Border Security Force. Army will get activated only during the war. Likewise, Navy does not protect the water bodies. It will get activated during the war. The water bodies are protected by Coast Guard. General knowledge. छोड़ क्या general knowledge देके क्या करेंगे? This is India. So supposingly on the land you have spent 100 days and in 12 nautical miles ka distance you have spent 82 days. It will still be considered as 182 days for making you resident. Is that understood? India is not over. Next, the seabed and the subsoil of the 12 nautical miles of, or rather you can say of the territorial waters of India. The seabed and the subsoil of the territorial waters of India. For certain things, no, I have to give live demos without anything extra for them. Supposingly we are, we are on land. If you jump on the land, you are still on land. Don't try that on the water bodies. You understand me? See, water bodies mein there is distance. Attend physical lectures. Because now whatever I am doing, the dirty gestures, I am out of the camera frame. It won't be visible to you. Distance here, 12 nautical miles. In these 12 nautical miles, you can be on the surface or submerged into the water. Right up to the seabed. Right up to the seabed. So, distance-wise, you are within the 12 nautical miles. You can be on the surface or submerged. Submarines hota hai, up to the seabed. On submarine boards, no, some years ago, there was an excellent movie, The Ghazi Attack. I don't know whether you've seen it. Because Indian audience is horrible audience. Indian audience does not know how to appreciate good cinema, which is why you deserve a Prem Ratan Dhan Pai. Because you are not going to appreciate a movie like Ghazi Attack or Tumbad or Hindi medium. You don't know what good cinema is. In any case, they don't make also good cinema. We have all moved to OTT. One secret Gen Z activity that I also, in fact, I do a lot of things with Gen Z do. But I don't get sleep unless and until I have watched a couple of episodes of any of the latest trending web series. And by chance, Tarak Mehta, that is while eating food. Because, see, when I am eating food, or web series, I can't play on loudspeaker. No, my mom sits next to me. And irrespective of the nature of web series, you can't watch it in front of your parents. Mom ke samne while eating food, Tarak Mehta, of course. And this is something that call me old school, call me old generation, but secretly we all enjoyed it. We did. Okay. Problem here that now you who watches that. Problem is that show ka format is same. You have grown up. So at that age you liked it, but at this age you will not like it. It is as simple as that. That is one show which I have seen with my father and with my son, and 3 generations have been affected. So it is iconic. Let's not sit and discuss. काम धंधे पे ध्यान देना. तो वो without watching the web series, actually I don't get sleep on. The good content is only on OTT. But Ghazi Attack करके there was an excellent Hindi movie, submarine wars पे, where they have shown that they can decide at what height in the sea they want their vessel not bartan, bro. वैसा मतलब anything that moves on water, whether a boat, a ship, a yacht, they call it vessels. You can take it to the surface, you can submerge it right up to the seabed. So distance wise, you are within a range of 12 nautical miles. You can be at the top or submerged. It is still going to be considered as stay in India. The seabed and the subsoil of the territorial waters of India. In fact, seabed, I remember one of the TV shows, again, you may now call me old generation or whatever. I believe in the history of Indian TV, the best show ever made was the 1988 wala show Mahabharat. B.R. Chopra's Mahabharat. Mahabharat later, Ekta Kapoor also made nahi ruined. But the real Mahabharat, the dialogues, the acting, and I have seen B.R. Chopra's Mahabharat and Ramanand Sagar's Ramayana both. And I believe Mahabharat was still better than. And I am that way a follower of Jainism. But ये जो Sri Krishna does not belong to a religion. Sri Krishna is a way of life. He will teach you how to, his principles basically are a lesson how to live life. So जो Bhagavad Gita का ज्ञान was given by Sri Krishna in Mahabharat का those 3-4 episodes, with that you can actually, full life you can spend with that. तो वो महाभारत में there is this scene where Duryodhan and Bhim have this childhood rivalry between each other, and Duryodhan put some poison in Bhim ka kheer. Bro, later the Surya Vansham got inspired and they tie him and throw him in the sea. Are you aware of this? Duryodhan had put poison in Bhim ka kheer and they threw him in the sea. He along with his mama, what was his name? Shakuni. When Bhim reaches the seabed, kya trend tha at that time, bro? In the seabed, he met some relatives. And those relatives extracted the poison out of his body and sent him back home. And Duryodhan is wondering, bro, in that generation also mixing tha. Pure mal tha hi nahi. Zehar bhi pure nahi hai. Are you aware of that? By chance, if you have seen, believe me, you have lots of time for life ka lessons. No? You YouTube पे एक channel है Pen Studio. In that they have uploaded all the episodes. When I saw a few clips of that Mahabharat on my social media feed. Social media ka algorithm is that only. If you watch one clip, then again and again they will show something related. I really liked it. So those days in my childhood, I had not seen it. I really liked the messages, the dialogues, the acting. I googled ke free episodes available hai kya? Why pay for one thing? When I used to watch, my wife, my brother, his wife, they all used to laugh at me. Kya Mahabharat dekhta hai? Senior citizen, etc., etc. I didn't argue with my brother or his wife. If you are an elder child in an Indian household, remember never to argue with your younger sibling because they are brainless people. They have got absolutely, believe me, they don't know. Arguing with your younger sibling is like fighting with pig in mud. You will get dirty, he will enjoy. But I told my wife that see, I can't influence him. You sit down and watch with me 10 episodes. I will not force you to watch the 11th. Challenge her. And after the 5th episode itself, she was herself like, chalo, next. Of course, we are CA students, so everything was at 1.5x. Without that, we don't understand. Normal speeds, we don't understand. उस episode के अंदर they had shown this, somebody reaching right up to the seabed. अरे जहां पे water का level gets over, there is a seabed. Now again, distance wise, you will be within a range of 12 nautical miles. But if you are on the surface or on the seabed, all that period will be considered as your stay in India. Is that clear? And last, India ka definition. The airspace. See, we have land and we have our waters up to a distance of 12 nautical miles. But there is an airspace above that as well. No? The airspace above the landmass and territorial waters of India will also be considered as India. Will also be considered as India. What was your question? हवा में कौन रहता है? Is that what you asked? Sahi hai, sahi hai. Because when Hollywood makes Spider-Man, Superman, we love it. Wow, kya effects hai, bro. When Bollywood makes Krish, we find it outdated. नहीं स्पाइडरमैन भी नहीं देखा. So Krish में ऋतिक रोशन had those powers. He used to jump from one building to the other. ऐसे ब्रो, आई एम अ मारवाड़ी, आई विल मेक पीपल सिट. बैठ ना, 5 रुपए में भाई कला छोड़ेगा, 10 रुपए में लालबाग छोड़ेगा. I will find opportunities to make money everywhere. So now this time your income earning is happening when you are above the landmass in the airspace. That will also be considered as your stay in India. If not clear, keeping the jokes aside, do you know, are you aware that the airspace above this land and also our waters are Indian airspace? We may or may not permit a particular aircraft to fly over this. विंडो के बाहर ऊपर देखो, that is airspace. You wanted example for airspace, no? So explain your question. Aircraft. Any time spent in the airspace will be considered as stay in India. We are not talking about Indian income ke foreign income right now. We are talking about the fact that we will consider that. Okay. Abhi you are saying that a particular aircraft has just flown, so that even if we include one day, it is not going to change residential status. You understand? But supposingly someone has stayed in India for 181 days, and one day it was, that flying time, so that day will also be included. I am talking about ownership of airspace. Just like today you became clear about, idhar bhi koi hai kya? When did you come here? Bro, I thought you were the last. Get up from there. No. Bro, he must be doing all illegal, immoral activities in the corner over there. Stand up from there, change your place, sit at any place where I have eye contact. I had no idea you are sitting here. I told you to come out. I always say this, don't sit in my laptop ka line. Don't stay in my podium ka line. Throw him out. It's okay. Bro, when did you? Kabhi prakat hua hai? Sit anywhere, sit here, sit there, just maintain eye contact with me. It is very important for an effective class. I don't even know whether you understood thing, because I have eye contact with every person sitting in the class. Mera habit hai. What's your name? Jetva. Jetva. Spell it. Jetva. What does that mean? Art. Really? In which language? सबके घर में that only happens. Just ask it means heart in which language. I was aware of Hriday, Ruday in Gujus, how they call it, Dil. ठीक है, होगा, छोड़. Contact eyes का चाहिए. Listen. Airspace belongs to India. Supposingly an aircraft has to go from China either, to these beggars. Now, supposingly they want to take their aircraft to China. So these poor people will save fuel if they go here directly from this route. But they want to save that fuel, therefore they want control over this territory. Otherwise, if Indian government does not permit, they will have to take the longer route. You understand? Again, if Afghanistan permits it, obviously. Nahi to this. Wonder if they have that much total fuel in their country. One big reason why they are, they want Kashmir because it opens a route towards China. Indian government can declare the airspace above our land and our territorial waters as a no-fly zone for a particular aircraft or a particular country. When you come in that range of the Indian airspace, the air traffic control building will establish connection, radio connection with you, and they will tell you to identify yourself. You have to tell them that we are a passenger aircraft or we are a military aircraft, we are traveling from here to here, we are using your airspace. Option 1, our ATC will permit, okay, go. Don't waste time here, leave. Option 2, our ATC can actually tell them, take a U-turn, take some other route. We are not permitting. In case you don't comply with the instruction, we will attack you. Because our airspace will be controlled by us. So in case not clear, the air above the landmass and the waters is also going to be considered as Indian airspace. And any stay in that airspace will also be considered as stay in India to be included in your 182 days.
So what about astronauts?
कौन बोला? हाँ.
Astronauts
Where are they?
in the space.
So that is not India.
So when will they be counted?
They will not be counted as physically present in any of the countries. Unless some other country ka income tax law says that if you have gone to space using our aircraft or using whatever is that aircraft, या वो space का flight or whatever, so we will count that period as stay in India. Understand please. अभी you will say sir मैं तो चांद पे, तो this is not चांद, मतलब चांद does not fall in the definition of India. हाँ, but that is not still considered as stay in India. For Indian income tax law, you have to stay in India, and this is India. This is the definition of India. Landmass, territorial waters up to distance of 12 nautical miles. In the water bodies, you can be right up to the sea level, and the airspace above the territorial waters and the landmass is going to be considered as India. Your total stay in these places will be added, and when I say added, matlab we will check April to March. We will not say Jan to December. April to March, आपका previous year का total stay will be added to make it 182. And if it is 182, you are going to be considered as resident in India. If we talk about astronauts, we don't want to include. Think about the objective of the government. If we include that period in India and make you resident, that means we start taking tax on you. But then there will be people from whom we don't want tax. So better we don't include them only, no, in the definition of residence. Understood? Chalo. That was explanation of the definition of India. Bro, by the way, let me remind you that I will be doing with you one more point here. H tha na? I will be doing point I. After point I will do this. And then those lost in their fantasy world, sir, 2 ठीक है, but किसका 2? हाँ, it does happen. Direct tax is all about that complication. Zoom in, zoom out. What 2 is this, bro? Condition 2 of individual का residential status. 1 minute. We are doing second chapter. Residential status. Scope of total income has not started. We are in residential status. 1 minute. In residential status, we are in the first assessee. Individual. In individual, there are two steps. Resident, non-resident, then ordinary, non. We are still in the first step. Resident, non-resident. In the first step, there are 3 conditions. We are still in the first condition. मेरे को चक्कर आ रहा है. Welcome to taxation, and welcome to the fact that these were still early days. See, first 2 lectures, there were people who did not attend for one reason or the other. Sir, cousin का wedding था. Sir, pilgrimage पे I had gone. You mind telling me where were you? I was at home, but I was too lazy, sir. Chodna, then someone told you that the tax teacher is good. So, why are you saying no? If you said good thing, or say yes, I said it. Huh? You must join. Everything is interlinked. Now, just imagine someone not knowing this explanation suddenly coming in the next class. We have entered that part of the syllabus where you cannot miss 10 minutes also, because 10 minutes missed, is likely to cost you the explanation of the entire lecture. One lecture missed maybe is a danger of another 5, 6, 7 lectures, 10 lectures. Under all circumstances, make it a point to attend class. And believe me, you are going to have more fun than you ever thought of, along with the learning part. Okay, you want to ask something?
So does that include Lakshadweep and Andaman and Nicobar.
Are they Indian territories? So of course they will include. तो लैंड मास ऑफ इंडिया में आ गया ना, मतलब क्या ऐसे बना के दिखाओ, देखो लक्षद्वीप इधर, आई डोंट इवन नो, मैं ज्योग्राफी में वेरी बैड, लक्षद्वीप, अंडमान, व्हाट हैपेंड? अरे क्या हुआ? दे मस्ट बी समवेयर साउथ में, किधर है, आई नो दैट मच. तो आर दे अ पार्ट ऑफ इंडियन लैंड मास? You know what happened with the Maldives and Lakshadweep का story, you are aware of? अरे बाप, my geography is not that bad also. What happened? The controversy that happened last year. There was some action against India. Maldives famous for beaches. Same is the case of Lakshadweep. Modi ji just walked a few steps on the beach of Lakshadweep. Two things happened. One, Maldives ka economy crashed. Because Indians are such crazy Modi fans that if Modi ji said go to Lakshadweep, people stopped going to Maldives. And Lakshadweep is a part of India. And second, Miloni ji ka Instagram ka feed, if you see, of that period, she posted a selfie of herself on a beach, at a beach, and the caption was, I have suddenly started liking beaches. Then she posted a selfie with Modi ji, #melody. They actually made it official, they just didn't show the ring. नहीं कुछ नहीं, it's okay. सुन लो, Andaman, Lakshadweep, they are Indian territories. So when I say land mass, they will also be included. अच्छा हुआ you didn't say क्या जम्मू कश्मीर भी आएगा? एक मिनट, tell me one thing. एक मिनट, tell me one thing. Why didn't you ask about Jammu Kashmir and you asked about Lakshadweep? What is the difference between Jammu Kashmir and Lakshadweep?
The map of India includes Jammu and Kashmir.
ये तो क्या? You think I have made exact map of India? नहीं ना, नहीं बेटा सुनो. Go buy any Indian map from any stationery का shop. Andaman and Lakshadweep are a part of that map. मैंने बनाया कि नहीं? माई लैंड मास का तो डायग्राम इज सो ग्रेट. आप समझो प्लीज, मतलब आई वॉन्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, वेदर योर डाउट वॉज के सर इन माई डायग्राम आई डिड नॉट कवर अंडमान, and to which my cross question is Andaman and Lakshadweep का territories, are they part of Indian land mass? तो हो गया आंसर, it is covered here. It is covered here. Understood? Now no doubt, no difficulty. मतलब I wanted to clarify कि you were not thinking कि sir ने ऐसे अंडमान एंड लक्षद्वीप अलग से नहीं बनाया, तो maybe they are not a part of India. I hope that was not your confusion. Because the India का map which I made was also not actually India का map. Any territory which is Indian territory, whether attached to the mainland or maybe an island, it is still, come on, it is still India and stay in India. You know Lakshadweep से भी member of parliament is elected in Lok Sabha. हाँ, तो obviously India है ना, and obviously it is included in the land mass. ये clear हुआ? Absolutely. चलो, अभी one point is still remaining. हाँ, hello. Then we will go to the second condition. Point I. If timing data is maintained, "24 hours will be considered as 1 day." 24 hours will be considered as 1 day. If timing ka data is maintained, 24 hours will be considered as 1 day. See, there are some people who frequently travel outside India. Vijay Mallya ka podcast dekha? Bro, if I tell you that watch budget, nahi, but Vijay Mallya ka podcast, bro, somewhere Dawood Ibrahim, Ravan, they are wondering, okay, if I want to improve my image in front of the people, let's do one podcast with Raj Sharma. Dawood Ibrahim will also become a good human being with one podcast like that. है ना? Fantastic. I wonder कि वो how much Raj Shamani must have received to do this podcast and improve the image of Vijay Mallya. And by the way, Raj Shamani has received from SBI. Because Mallya is using whose money? SBI only, no? So there are people who frequently come. In that podcast, I don't know whether, if you've seen properly, so you may be knowing. He said that my CA always told me that 182 days you should not be spending, that many days you stay outside India so that you can have your tax planning. Some of our cricketers do it. Virat Kohli does security check at 11:55 p.m. purposely, so that one particular day he can remove from his stay in India. There are some activities done purposely of traveling inside India or outside India only to manage this residential status. But we are not aware because we are so poor, so middle class. Where is the question of any foreign income of which we are saving? Indian income ka to banta hai. See, becoming non-resident will save tax on foreign income. Indian income any which way is taxable. So there are people who have foreign income, don't want to pay tax in India. They plan their calendar in such a way that they don't cross that 182 criteria. Someone told me, I read it somewhere in the newspapers, that Bangalore police told RCB that postpone your celebration for 3-4 days so that we have better time for arrangements. But someone had to fly to London. Feel salt? Bro, I read it somewhere. I don't know whether it is it true? What do you think? He is going to settle, and you sit and cry, mera chiku retire ho gaya, mera chiku retire ho gaya. I often tell my CA final students specifically, who are always like, oh my god, sir, Virat retired, sir, my childhood retired. I said, bro, tere pitaji ka retire hone ka age hai, first become a CA and give him a proper retirement instead of crying for Virat retire ho gaya, Virat retire. What nonsense is this? You focus on your family, no? You know how many crores he has set aside for his retirement. You know, couple of generations will not need any money. So focus on our kaam dhandha. And our kaam dhandhe mein problem is that there are people who will leave India at a particular time, enter India at a particular time. If you are able to maintain that timing, the total of 24 hours in India will be considered as one day. We have to add it up to 182, no? So 24 hours will be considered as one day. I'll explain with the help of an example. Our calculation will start from the 1st of April. 1st of April, you were in India. So when the year started, you were in India. 2nd April, you leave India at 7 p.m. Matlab when 2nd April started, at that time, where were you? In India. Full day you were in India. Evening, 7 p.m. you leave India. 3rd April, you return at 10 p.m. So when 3rd April started, you are outside. Full day you are outside, but you enter India at 10 p.m. 4th April, 5th April, now that you are in India, you are here only. Matlab full day, 4th April, full 24 hours, 5th April, you are in India. 6th April, you again leave at 5 a.m. 6th April started, you were in India. 5 hours later, morning 5, you leave. 7th April, you come back to India at 7 p.m. So 7th April ka beginning you were outside India. Full day you are outside India. Evening 7, you come to India. 8th April, you again leave India at 9 a.m. Frequent traveler hai na bro. You think this is not possible that someone nahi sir, aisa kaisa daily people do church get virar, how can he do outside India? Well, there are some people who do such kind of daily up down also. There are people. I had a student some years ago. He used to go to Dubai every weekend. He had a house, a ghar tha udhar. And he had some membership of Emirates business class. So every weekend he used, Friday evening he used to go, Monday morning. He used to not keep lectures in the weekend. Every Saturday. Sunday I also don't work. He said, why do you want every Saturday home? Every Saturday off? What do you do? No, sir, I go to Dubai. Every Saturday? Ah, sir. Thug life, bro. So this is not funny, bro. It is possible. Okay. 9th April, you come back 2 o'clock afternoon. Possible? Let us understand how will we determine this assessee's number of days? We will take the time that he has spent on this particular date, and then we will also take the cumulative. What is the total time spent by this taxpayer? For example, 1st April, where was he? In India. So that's 1 day, and cumulative 1 day. Now your real calculation will start. 2nd April, he was not in India for the full day. He was in India for a certain number of hours. Be very careful. I don't want you to make stupid mistakes. How many hours? Sir, how 19? 12 o'clock he was in India. 12 to 12 plus 7. Or you can also say that 5 hours before the day was over, he left India. So 24 minus 5, 19 hours. So cumulative, 1 day, 19 hours. Comfortable with this? Chal next. 3rd April, he returns 10 p.m. So stay in India on 3rd April. Are you getting comfortable with what we are doing here? You have to continue this cycle with me. Give me the cumulative stay. 1 day, 21 hours. Chal next. 4th and 5th. Full 2 days he is in India, no? So can I make this? 3 days, 21 hours. Fantastic. Now, 6th April. 5 hours. Correct hai? 4 days, 1 hour, 2 hours. 24 hota hai na ye. So 5 में से you remove 3, make this full 1 day, and you're left with 2 hours. Next, you return at 7 p.m. So 5 hours. So that is 4 days, 7 hours. Are you getting comfortable now? Okay, next. Leave at 9 a.m. 9 hours. 4 days. Very good. And next. Return at 2 p.m. Come on. 10 hours. 2 p.m. to midnight. 5 days. 2 hours. 10 minus 8, no? 24 hours. This is how we will determine your physical presence in India if you are traveling frequently and you maintain timing data. First of all, read the point I. Read the rule here. Read what is written here. If timing data is maintained, then 24 hours will be 1 day. If timing data is maintained, so 24 hours will be 1 day. Correct hai? To which, first time when I studied this in my life, my reaction was, kya? Nasha kiya hai, don't you feel so? Sir, how exactly? And after learning the definition of India, demo dena. हाँ मैं करता हूँ. I'll do it. First of all, if you want to do this, when you are traveling, you will have to book window seat. I'll explain. Window seat. ठीक है? उसमें an airline like Indigo. Indigo के अंदर you step no ऐसा. Sir, you're breathing. Extra 150 rupees. वो Indigo है. It's a matter of time. You know what Indigo will do? Sir, you are more than 80 kg. So excess baggage covered. At every given opportunity, sir, you are coughing. Extra luggage. Indigo is that one airline which wants to charge you for anything and everything. In fact, all airlines charge for window seat. Do they? So window seat. Window पे बैठे. Observe. Hey India, धारावी. Slums है. Wait, time note कर. Because the moment Indian airspace starts, you are in India, no? India starts with the airspace. So what do? Take window seat and note the time. And then prove it how? Sir, my pilot made an announcement. We are now commencing our descent. Cabin crew, prepare for landing. So I noted the time at that time. है ना? क्या हाँ? You are actually nodding your head. हाँ. क्या हाँ? What they have given here, makes theoretical sense but is not possible practically. They are saying if sir, not possible, which is why they started with if. You understand, sir? If not possible, then what? Government is very smart. When they gave you this rule, at that time itself they were aware this is not possible. So, kya smart people. If you are not able to maintain the time, if bro, none of us will be able to maintain that. Correct? Eh? So the smart people do what? Your incoming day as well as your outgoing day will be considered as your stay in India. Hashtag Thug Life. Na 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 na. Thug Life. Thug Life hai na. You understand? This means that on the basis of timing data, my period was coming to 5 days and 2 hours. But if I am not able to maintain this time, तो क्या होगा? 1 day, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All these days, incoming day, outgoing day, they will all be included in India, and accordingly, in the above data, my answer will be 9 days. Because the incoming and outgoing, both days will be included in India. Did you understand? Abhi, what difference will it make? Sir, this is 5 days and 9 days, maybe it is not making a difference. What if on the basis of this, your answer was coming to 180, and on the basis of this, obviously it is becoming 184. Do you understand? Maintaining timing and not maintaining timing will make you resident or non-resident. And the impact of becoming resident. What is the impact of becoming resident? What have we studied in the chapter? Global income will be taxes. Government knows practically it is not possible. So make both days as stay in India, and therefore the probability of you being resident will increase. The probability of they getting tax will also increase. Did I say Thug Life? वही है ना, Thug Life. Na 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 na. Music is fine. Lyrics is not required. Everyone clear? Absolutely clear? मजा आया? Ladies and gentlemen, these were 9 points explaining the first condition. What? 182 days or more during the previous year. Your doubt is answered? Doubt? Most occasions, it is going to be like that only. Whatever you are thinking before you ask, it will be answered. Okay. Huh. So, ladies and gentlemen, if I now tell you that I am now going to do this, so what 2 is this? Condition 2. That means we are doing residential, we are doing CA, inter, tax, direct tax, residential status of individual, step number 1, resident, non-resident, where we have completed first condition. Physical presence in India for a period of 182 days or more during the previous year. If that condition is not fulfilled, that means someone who has spent 181 or less. See, the moment you touch 182, you don't have to cross up, you just have to touch. The moment you touch 182, you will come in condition 1. But if it is 181 or less, so condition 1 dissatisfied, can you still become resident on the basis of condition 2 or condition? ये correct है? हाँ, तो ladies and gentlemen, condition 2 is also basically on the basis of your presence, your physical presence in India, strictly dependent on physical presence in India. The rules for residential status have got nothing to do with your nationality, your citizenship, your place of birth. They are always going to consider, kya bro? Physical presence in India. In condition 1, you had to spend 182 days during the previous year. Condition 2 says, if you were in India for a period of 60 days or more during the previous year, Which is the applicable previous year? In which year you checked 182? The same period, 1st April 25 to 31st March 26. Now you will be checking 60 days. Don't give reactions. Let me complete. Obviously, if I stop here, your reaction and my reaction will be, sir, if same period mein you are saying 60, then 182 will become irrelevant. No, sir, this is not complete. There is one more part to it, and this time the word used is and. So 182 alone is very powerful. It does not require any support from any other condition. But 60 alone cannot make you resident. See, think about it. Is this my previous year, 25-26? If in this period, 60 days alone makes me resident, then 182 will go down the gutter, no? Obviously, 60 alone is not powerful. 182 alone will make you resident. 60 will need support. And that means condition 2 will be considered as fulfilled only when you do both. The word used is and. So if you do 60 but not the second one, condition 2 is also dissatisfied. You understand? You have been, again, physical presence in India for a period of 365 days or more. Again, equal to is covered. 60 may be equal to is covered. 365 equal to is covered. So current year mein, your applicable previous year mein, your stay in India should be 60 days. And along with that, you have to stay in India for a period of 365 days or more during. What they have written in the law is this. I will speak what is written in the law, then I will make it simple for you. With CA final students, I talk more and more in legal language because the level, the caliber and the expectation of the exam changes, though it is the same income tax. But with CA inter students, I will discuss the legal language with you, but I'll make it simple also. The law says during 4 immediately preceding previous years. English. 4 immediately preceding previous year. One more time, what? 4. Kya English, bro? Last 4 years. Simple. Simple, no. Last 4. Matlab your exam ka previous year you will not take in this. Exam ka previous year we are checking 60 or earlier we checked 182. We have to check the 4 years before this. So do one thing, go in reverse order. If 25-26 is your exam year, which are the last 4 years? Reverse order for convenience. 24-25, 23-24, 22-23 means in this period of 4 years, the stay in India should be 365 or more. Current year 60, last 4 years 365, 60 and 365, 60 and 365, then condition 2 is fulfilled. So if 60 is done but 365 is not, so condition 2 is dissatisfied. Condition 2 will be satisfied only when both parts of condition 2 are satisfied. Which is why we say 182 is a very powerful condition. 182 does not require any support. If in your 25-26 you have completed 182, you don't check anything else, your answer is resident. If this stay in this 25-26 is 60 but not 182, then we will have to check kya? Last 4 years. Current year 60, last 4 years 365. Or see another way in which I am trying to make you understand. My step number 1 will always be checking my current applicable exam year, which is for you people May 26, September 26, Jan 27. Which year? 25-26. 25-26. I check 25-26. Number of days physically present in India. For all practical purposes, incoming day, outgoing day also will be taken because we don't have timing data. All the other points that we have written here are in fact applicable to 60 and 365 also. Need not be continuous, place is irrelevant, purpose is irrelevant, nationality is irrelevant. In 25-26, if I get 182 as my answer or higher as my answer, my step 1 is over. I don't have to check anything else. I go to step 2, ROR, RN. Correct? Okay, wait. If it comes to 59 or less, still my answer is over. Think about it. Still, I don't have to check anything else. I don't have to check last 4 years if my answer is coming to 59. Q, because even if last 4 years it is 365, I have not complied with the first part here. So what's my answer? Non-resident. For the time being, obviously, there is one more condition. But abhi ke liye, what is the answer? So if it is 182, no need to check last 4 years. If it is 59, no need to check last 4 years. May I put it this way, that I will check last 4 years if it is coming to 60 to 181. Think about it. 60 to 181 hai, then I will check last 4 years, which should be touching, not crossing, touching 365. Maja aaya? So current year 182 or current year 60 and last 4 years 365. But in all cases, first I will check current year. While solving questions, what should be the presentation, what should be the approach, that I will discuss obviously when I come to solving of questions. Right now, we don't have to do it. Right now, just understand the theory. Everyone is clear? Condition 1, condition 2. Condition 1, 182. Condition 2, 60. And last 4 years, 365. Everyone is with me? And these points that I have given as an explanation for 182 will very well apply also to 60, 365, everything. What's in your mind? What do you think? Now that I have done with you, condition 2, what should I do with you now? 1 done, 2 done. So starting में you told there are 3 conditions, so now let's go to third condition. Nah, having fun, graduates. ये सब था. 182 was there. Graduation में टैक्स ही नहीं था ना. Say there was no income tax. Very good. You are also graduate. It was there. अभी रुको. अभी रुको. Don't invite unnecessary roasting. No, you just say. I am not going to the third condition because it is written in the law. I have not written the law. That day when I become the finance minister of the country, very soon, it is a matter of time. Talks are going on. Announcement can come at any time. Don't worry, I will still complete your batch. And just imagine finance minister teaching income tax. No other coaching class will function. In case I go to a class and teach a wrong section, next day I will change it. I will be Shivgami Devi, Mera Vachani hai Shasan. What I say is the final word. I have not written the law. If there are complications, you have to learn those complications. If your reaction is, sir, ye sab complicated, why should we learn all this? So bro, you are learning because other people don't know and they will pay you for all this. You will know things which other people don't know. So you will earn what other people don't earn. It is as simple as that. In terms of respect and money, earning is not just money. Just tell someone, forget about becoming a CA and making money, capitalizing on your degree. Today you go and tell anyone that I am pursuing chartered accountancy and see the way that person looks at you. Because those who have industry experience, those who know what this degree is, they know that in commerce there cannot be anything better than this. Students are a little different. Students are like, CA, gaya tu. And I agree with that, but that's a matter of 3-4 years, 5 years. Okay? But just telling someone that I am doing CA, you have experienced it. The way people look at you changes. Imagine me telling someone I am a chartered accountant. Since 15 years, I am teaching chartered accountants. Think about the way people look at me. If there is a crorepati sitting next to me and I am interacting, that person has to talk to me with respect. Students, parents, grandparents, people who are my parents' age, they have to talk to me with respect. Why? I am younger than them. Because there is something which I have, which maybe they don't. It is as simple as that. Okay? So complications are endless. You have to learn these complications, then only you get your degree. And don't worry, I will make it easy for you. Condition 2, while the rule is over, there is still something extra to it. Here they have given us two exceptions. Two cases where condition 2 is not applicable only. Two taxpayers for whom condition 2 is not applicable. 3 is applicable, but I will not discuss about 3 right now. See, understand. 3 will come when it has to. Till now, I have taught you condition 1, condition 2. Between these two conditions, condition 2 will not be applicable. That means they have to fulfill 182. If it is 182, assessee is resident. If it is 181, assessee is non-resident. Story over. Condition 2. Do you understand the meaning of condition 2 not being applicable? So normal people like you and me, there are two conditions taught till now. Third later. Two conditions taught till now. What are the two conditions? Come on. 182, 63, 65. That is how we speak them in short. 182, 63, 65. 182, 63, 65. But for these two taxpayers, only one condition. Which condition? 182. If you fulfill 182, resident. If you dissatisfy 182, non-resident. There is no second condition for them. Matlab, we will not make you resident after 60 days. We will make you resident only after 182 days. Obviously, what do I have to do? I have to tell you who are those two taxpayers for whom 60 is not applicable. We have to wait for 182, for which again I have this simple way in which I can finish it. A, B, these two people. It is written in the law. Law ma laikhu chhe. Any other language you want? Law madhe lilela ahe. Kya Bengali? No. It is written in the law. Is the answer to all questions. But you have to be the best. You have to be better than any other CA student of the country. And for this, why are these two people in the exceptions? Somewhere our government wants to give these two people a tax benefit. We have to go into the benefit. I'll explain how. Main bolu? I'll explain how. I had asked you this question some time back. Patriotic people, I ask this again. What do you like to, or what will you prefer to be if choice is yours, resident or non-resident? Non-resident, so that at least you don't pay tax on foreign income. Indian income, everyone has to pay tax. Fantastic. Financial year has started. Okay. You are staying in India. At 60, you become resident. The moment you become resident, is your global income taxable? Correct? Hai? Correct? Hai? And then there are some people who continue and finish 182. Global income is taxable. Correct? Now, normally, your global income can be taxable here or here. But the moment we make this inapplicable to these two people, that means your global income will be taxable only after this. Means we are making you a resident later than normal people. Do you understand this? Normally, people become resident at 60. But if 60 is not applicable, that means you won't become resident at 60. You will become resident only after 182. That means you will become resident later than others. And that means your foreign income will be taxable later. Right now, we will not make your foreign income taxable. Unless and until you touch this number, your foreign income will not be taxable. Do you understand the impact of making them exception? Your foreign income will be taxable later than others. Correct? Eh? You have to agree that falling in the exception is tax benefit. Think about it. Keep yourself in the place of this taxpayer. I have touched 60. These two people, they have touched 60. Are they resident? No, because 60 is not applicable. So if I will not become resident, I still don't have to pay tax on foreign income. Government will wait for me to complete 182. Correct? Is that a tax benefit? You agree that falling in the exception is a tax benefit? Because both of them are doing something good for India. Both of them are doing something good for India, and therefore this tax benefit. And therefore the tax benefit. Now you will understand the point with logic. Everyone clear? What is the exception? 60 days not applicable. Bro, what is the exception? 60 days not applicable. Ye correct hai? And falling in the exception is a tax benefit. Now no confusion. Think about it. If you are a citizen of India, who is in this exception? If you are a citizen of India, who is living in India, where do you stay? In India. Day to day, where do you stay? In India. But you are going abroad. Matlab, this is someone who is leaving India, going outside India. For what purpose? For earning, for employment, for earning, for employment, or as a crew member of Indian ship, for earning, for employment, or as a crew member of an Indian ship. This is the first exception. Who are you? Citizen of India. Where do you normally stay? Your ordinary place of stay, your residence? Then why all of a sudden you are going outside India for study? No. For picnic? No. You are going outside India for earning purposes, for employment generation purposes. The whole reason behind you going outside India is earn. So now for livelihood you will be outside India. Your income ka source will be outside India. That means you are earning foreign income. Everyone is clear? Once in a while you will come to India to meet your parents, to meet your family, to meet your friends. It is a kind of a picnic for you. So when you are coming here, you are not earning. The income that you have earned in the foreign country, you will bring that money here. And while here, you will be spending that money. Think about it. And human nature, whenever we are away from our place of work, away from our regular residence, like a picnic kind of a place, we generally spend, we don't earn, we spend on a picnic. And we tend to spend more than what we normally spend. At a picnic spot, at a hill station, if somebody is giving you a mineral water bottle or a chips ka packet for 100 rupees also, we have the tendency for buying it. Even if we know it is much beyond the MRP, illegal, there we don't set an RP. So your foreign earned income will be spent in India. Think about the contribution of this assessee to the country's economy. He is going outside for earning and bringing that money in India and spending that money here. Why is he going outside? Earning ke liye. And then when he will come to India, he will spend that foreign income here. In one line, the contribution is bringing foreign money to our country. Do we like this activity? We want to encourage such people, and therefore we give you a tax benefit. Now understand. Supposingly you have come to India. Income ka source is outside India. So here you are on a visit. Hello? You are spending your foreign money here. You are spending your foreign money here. Earning is done where? Earned money where? Outside India. Here what are you doing? Spending. You spend 30, 40, 45, 50, 55 days. Now you want to leave. Now you want to leave after 55 days. So someone asked you, why are you leaving? Please stay back now. And general family feeling is that only. Don't go, no, please. Please stay for some more time. Problem ye hai that the moment I touch 60, if government of India will make me resident, so the income that I am earning in the foreign country will become taxable because resident global income. So I have to avoid this. And therefore I want to leave the country somewhere around 55. But the moment you leave, do you also realize that now your foreign income ka spending in India will be stopped because you have left? Our government wants you to stay for some more time, because the longer you stay, the more foreign money you will be spending here. You are not here for income. You are here only on a holiday. So don't go till 182. Stay for a little longer duration and spend more money. And don't worry, at the end of 60 days, we will not make you resident. See, the moment we make you resident, then you will go away. But government wants you to stay. If you stay here, you will spend more of your foreign earned income. We are happy with that. See, even if we don't tax you, you are spending here. Means you are buying goods and services from people here. They will show those sales and we will take taxes from them. Plus money of a foreign country will stay back here. We are very happy to host you. We are very happy that you are staying here, not just staying here, but also spending here. Assessee desires to leave after 55 days, before 60 days, but we are not letting him go by making 60 days ka condition inapplicable. Understood? Our government is basically telling you what? Here, when you wanted to leave, what is our government telling you? Abhi na jao chhodkar ke bill abhi bhara nahi. You got the crux, you got the catch. Abhi na jao chhod. Dil nahi, bro. Dil is endless. Bill abhi bhara. Stay a little longer. Logic. Why 63, 65 is inapplicable? Samjha? Bolo.
So the second condition has two aspects. One is 60 days and the other is 365 is the previous year. So even if we don't have the exception, such people who go abroad have not stayed in India in the previous 4 financial years. So anyways, this condition.
What if he has come every year for maybe 100 days?
But more than 365.
So 4 years ka total, if 365, think about it. Every year, agar 2-3 months also you have come to India for a vacation. My relatives staying in America, they come in the month of August. So they stay here for about 2 months, 2.5 months. If added together, you never know. It just might result in a total of 365 days in the last 4 years. We want to, prevention is better than cure. We want to stop this nuisance altogether. So we are making the condition only inapplicable. The last 4 years, we will never find out. No. This year, we are talking about, you might leave. We don't want you to leave. Stay till 182, we will not make you resident. 63, 65, inapplicable. Abhi na jao chhod. Understood? Citizen of India who is living in India and going abroad for the purpose of employment. The logic is clear. Explanation is not over. Lots to explain, but at least are we clear about the logic part here?
The tax is divided on income, right? So if he's coming in India on a vacation and he's making expenses, so even if he's made resident of India and he becomes liable for the taxes, the tax won't be. He's not earning any income in India, so the right taxation.
What happens when you become a resident? Which incomes become taxable? In Indian income or foreign income? वही तो problem है. His foreign income will become taxable. That's the whole idea. देखो, supposingly you are non-resident also by making the condition inapplicable. Indian income will still be taxable for everyone. No, the whole idea is about foreign income, and by making you non-resident, we are at least granting you immunity from tax on that foreign income. Idea is about that. समझा क्या नहीं? While we have understood the first exception, the logic समझा? In this hand gesture, I explain the logic. What is the logic? Bring foreign money to India. Correct hai? And therefore we are granting you the immunity. There are some details that you still need to understand. For example, how to become citizen of India. अरे देखो, exception is only for citizen of India. No, everybody, we are not giving this exception. So then a big question arises. क्या? Who is a citizen of India? You understand the question? How does one become citizen of India? कौन बोला? When he takes birth. That's one of the ways of becoming citizen. And you can become citizen in some of the other ways also. What I will now tell you is not taxation. A tax teacher's job is not just to come and teach tax. Bro, a tax teacher has to teach a lot of other things as well. And I often tell students, you have a lot to learn from me other than tax. I get paid only for tax, that is also too less. I'll sort out all problems. All problems. I'm known for that. I have to actually teach you school civics because 10th standard, some of you all COVID exam online. Nahin? So how does one become citizen of India was taught to you in maybe class 10 civics, but both of us know how seriously you took it. So school civics, one way of becoming, very rightly said by the gentleman in the corner there, by birth. If you are born in the geographical territory of India, you will be considered as citizen of India. And I'll tell you what, this condition is not applicable only in India. This is a global concept. Whichever country you have taken birth, that country has to offer you citizenship. Birth is a global concept. This also a lot of Indians exploit. We Indians are smart in exploiting laws. So sometimes Indian expecting parents, what do? They migrate to a foreign country and give birth to the child in that country. For example, some years ago, I'll explain what I am trying to say. Some years ago, I was filling visa form to travel to a country called New Zealand. So visa form में question था, are you a pregnant lady? I'm checking. Every time someone is clicking my pictures, I have to squeeze. Oh, jaldi le. Saas atak gaya. Well, my answer obviously was no. But next question, अबे common form होता है ना, everyone has to fill the same form. If the answer to the above question is yes, do you plan to deliver the baby in our country? Maybe they will deny the visa. Because if they grant visa, they have to grant citizenship to that child. And in pretext of that child, in support of that child, again and again, you will also ask for visa. And Indians do that, not with New Zealand, but of course, in America, a lot of Indians do this. They purposely give birth to their child in America, and once the child is an American citizen, so even if the parents are Indians, America has to allow the parents. Whatever rules Trump can make with respect to visa or H1B or changes or etc. If you all are parents of India or parents of American citizen, they can't stop or prohibit. They can't do that. Global concept. My father's younger sister, we call her Bua now, whatever you call her. हमारे में बुआ same. My father's younger sister, she got married when I was maybe, I think, in class 8, 13 years old, and her husband used to work in America. So since day one, she was in America. Immediately after her wedding, she was earlier at a place called Miami, and now I think she has shifted to California. But I am also not 100% sure. Well, I think America में 3 different time zones, so too complicated. So when she was expecting her first child, she came to India. We Marwadis have this culture, first child is always at parents' house because post-delivery care has to be taken. So she came to India and she delivered her first baby here. Indian citizen, obviously, delivery took place. Some years later, when she was expecting, she gave her birth to her son here in India. When she was expecting her second child, so all of us requested her husband that you send her here. You are working, you already have a small kid. It will be difficult for you to take care of her. And during pregnancy, ka care is still easy. Post-pregnancy is very, very difficult. Some mothers undergo depression. Lots and lots of hormonal changes, bodily changes, mental changes do take place. Tere saath hua hai. What is the problem? Hormonal changes. So what is funny? Bro, you are defying science. Focus. We requested her husband to send her to India. Her husband was adamant, clearly, no means no, this second child will be delivered here only in America. If required, I will hire extra nursing staff. He is earning good. And later we realized they planned only for the American birth. Second child. The second child, her daughter, she was born in America. She is an American citizen. American citizen. We, Garib people, have Aadhaar card. She has got something called Social Security certificate, Social Security number. American citizens have something called Social Security, similar to our Aadhaar card. But their Social Security is free schooling, free. If you don't have income, government will give everything free. And state-of-art facilities, unlike our government hospitals. There you don't have to struggle for school admissions. Bro, school admission in our country, in our Mumbai city, South Bombay specifically, is a big pain. You have to almost spend your 1 year ka income to give it as a donation to secure admission of your child. And believe me, here also the CA degree played its role, because both of us are chartered accountants. That school, which otherwise would have asked for 25 lakh rupees only to admit my son, gave me direct admission without interview, only on the basis of form. Parents ka educational qualification, because the school prefers to give educated parents ka children admission. Sought after school, and normal people don't get admission, but we got it. वहां पे ऐसा नहीं है. The nearest school has to give you admission. Nearest hospital has to give you treatment. Everything will be free, but you can't stay unemployed. Government of America levies something called unemployment tax. So deliver pizza, drive a taxi, contribute somewhere to the economy. Your day-to-day needs we will take. American culture. So she was born in America. She has Social Security. Her passport is different from ours. So every time she comes to India, generally it is in the month of August, for two reasons. One, August mein American school holidays. And two, Raksha Bandhan, so collection. Double facility, no? August mein Raksha Bandhan also comes. She comes to India. She will sit in the center. We will all sit in a circle around her. Tera passport dikhana. Different. Social Security number. Her documents are different. Her parents are Indian citizens. They have Indian passports. They are in America on a visa, work visa, resident visa. But she is an American citizen. She talks to me in an accent. I said, Bhaiya, how are you? Like, keep your accent with yourself. Last time I taught her Marathi galis. And she started speaking also. वो भी tune में. Marathi galis are musical galis. So with music she started talking. And she spoke in front of her mother. And she was shocked. Hey, what are you talking? Who taught you this? She took my name. And she was so angry. Have you lost your brain? I said, बच्चे को गाली कौन सिखाता? That also in Marathi. Is this what you teach your students in class also? No, they know everything. I learned from them only. The purpose behind this second child was American citizenship. If you are born in the geographical location of any country, that country has to grant you citizenship. Compulsory. Have you understood this? So, her parents, born in India, Indian citizen. Brother, Indian citizen. But she is American citizen. If you are born in the geographical boundaries of India, India has to grant you citizenship. That is one way in which you can come. But that's not the only way. Second, by birth of either of any one of your parents, supposedly this sister of mine who was born in America, American citizen, but her parents were born in India. If she wants, she can take up Indian citizenship. For example, Alishan, parents were born in India. If you want, you can surrender your citizenship of that country. I'll pronounce it wrong, so I will not. I'll just say that country.
I already have
क्या है? You have that. My point is that in case you want that citizenship, you can actually take that citizenship by or how? By parents' birth. And I am not talking about overseas citizen. I am talking about normal, regular citizenship. But of course, India does not allow dual citizenship So in case you want the normal regular citizenship of India, you will have to obviously surrender. My sister, she will have to surrender her American citizenship to get citizenship of. Who does that? Surrender what? American citizenship. For what? Bro, it is like shifting from Malabar Hill to Nalasopara. Nalasopara is a place somewhere in the outskirts of Mumbai. In case you are not aware. Who does that? No one does that. But in case you want to, you have the option. Birth of parents is also a way in which you can get Indian citizenship. Third, something called a green card. Marry an Indian citizen and permanently settle in India. Now you will know a lot of celebrity weddings and divorces are basically tax planning arrangements. For example, Hardik Pandya's wife, or should I say ex-wife, foreign citizen, but married an Indian citizen for permanent settlement in India, can apply for Indian citizenship. Any other celeb who has a foreign spouse? Priyanka Chopra, that young kid she married, no, child marriage. She takes her along with him whenever, along with her wherever she goes, as that she is carrying her younger brother with her. What is the name of that guy? Neb Chopra. If he marries Priyanka Chopra and settles in India, he can apply for Indian citizenship. Get married to an Indian citizen and permanently settle in India is another way in which you can get Indian citizenship. Next, honorary Indian citizenship. Honorary. Every time our government feels, our central government feels, bro, you are too good, bro. You are an awesome guy, you are an awesome girl, we like you. Come become citizen of India, no bro, we will chill together. Please, if our government wants any foreign citizen, they can actually offer Indian citizenship. Don't give Milonika example because that has not happened. I will give you example of something that has happened. A singer, a Bollywood singer, who is actually based from Pakistan, Pakistan mein anybody is based, matlab ancestor based in India only. And I think he is a citizen of Canada, but I'm not 100% sure about that. His background is Pakistan. Citizenship maybe of Canada or some other country, I'm not 100% sure. He came to India first time about 2.5 decades ago. And he became an overnight hit, an overnight success with his first music album. Mujhko bhi to lift kara de. No idea? Mujhko. Bollywood singer Adnan Sami. Adnan Sami. No idea. Seriously. Kabhi to Nazar Mila was his super hit album. ठीक है, Bollywood singer Adnan Sami. Pakistani background. Citizen of a foreign country. But came to India on a work visa. Became overnight success. Was a very successful guy. He stayed in India all throughout. His country refused to renew his passport. Without passport, he can't come to India, no, even if we are ready to give him work visa. Poor guy was in a dilemma, now what to do, where to go. Is when 26th of January, Republic Day. I don't remember exact year, 15, 16 maybe, but Modi ji was the Prime Minister. Modi ji, who is otherwise known as a communal person, who is otherwise known to be, anti-particular religion or something, Modi ji offered Adnan Sami Indian citizenship. And with a lot of love, affection, grace and respect, Adnan Sami, the Pakistani singer, is now a citizen of India. Of course, those who think Modi ji is communal, wait until you have Yogi ji at the top. Yogi ji would have granted him citizenship on a condition that from today you will be Anand Swami. How Yogi ji hai, bro? You have to first become Anand Swami. Then we will think about it. Oh, Yogi ji hai, bro, he can do whatever. So, honorary citizenship, understood, is also a way of becoming citizen of India. And last, controversial, debatable, if we sit and have political discussion on this, we'll end up fighting with each other. So let's not bring politics in our discussion. Most of you all are minors. In any case, you have got nothing to do with politics. But is a way of becoming citizen. Our government has now introduced something called CAA, that is the Citizenship Amendment Act, along with the National Register of Citizens, CAA, that is Citizenship Amendment Act. What exactly is this law, if I have to tell you in short? If you are a resident of the neighboring Islamic countries will include Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, neighboring Islamic countries, and a minority community in that country. Matlab you are a Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, Sikh living in, there are Hindus living in Pakistan, Bangladesh, but minority community, and you are not treated well in that country, so we will give you Indian citizenship. Non-Muslims of the neighboring Islamic countries will be given Indian citizenship, is the short summary of the law. Obviously, what is the controversy? Opposition parties say Modi ji is anti-Muslim, he is giving citizenship to non-Muslims so that he further increases his vote bank. What is Modi ji's counter to this? Let us discuss that also. Modi ji said in 1947 India ka partition took place on the basis of religion, and at that time the then Prime Minister Nehru ji promised that while we are doing the partition on the basis of religion, if you are a Hindu or a Buddhist or a Jain, you stay in Lahore only. Don't come here because it will be difficult for us to accommodate you. In fact, government of India at that time gave 65 crore rupees to Pakistan to settle. But you don't come to India, please. If ever any future generation of yours is tortured in that country because you are a minority, a non-Muslim, whichever generation of yours in future, whether 100 years later or 200 years later, if you want to come back to India, we will welcome you with citizenship. So Modi ji is saying, I am only honoring Nehruji's promise. Opposition is saying, you are anti-Muslim. You are calling all non-Muslims from neighboring countries. Modi ji is saying, I am honoring Nehruji's promise. I was not there in 1947. I don't know whether Nehruji actually promised this. There are so many things we see on social media. Nehruji did that. Nehruji is somewhere sitting and wondering, मैं कब किया बे? मैं तो बोला ही नहीं था. So we will not have political discussion. The whole idea behind Citizenship Amendment Act is what? Non-Muslims of neighboring countries will be given citizenship. End of the day, is it still a way in which you can become citizen? That is what we are interested in. So a citizen who is living in India but going abroad for the purpose of earning employment or a crew member of Indian ship. And you understood the logic behind granting the exception? Kya foreign ka money you are bringing to India and we are very happy about it. Is that clear? Haan. Abhi dekho, with respect to this crew member, no, there is still some explanation which is not over. For want of time, we will have to stop here. What we will be doing, next class is going to be a very, very difficult class. Why? Because we have a time gap. You will have to, first of all, be clear about whatever I have done till here. I will start my explanation with this point. So sometimes what will happen is where one lecture ka explanation will carry forward to the next lecture. So next PDF I will start here only and I will write that date here. Maybe say 13 June, so I will write 13 June and continue on this page. Today's PDF I am giving you, but next day ka PDF will contain this data also because we will continue on the same page by writing the date separately because we need this data for continuation. Please make sure that you have gone through everything, otherwise things will become very, very difficult. I will see you guys in the next lecture.